Well, shit, it's already time, huh? Well, technically not yet, I suppose. Hi. So, yeah, still not continuing Armored Core, still not doing anything else new, cause, I don't know, like, I could have thought of something to do on stream, but, I was kinda busy being depressed. Right. So we are just, I suppose, doing Wordle, because why not? And just watching some videos again. Hopefully this time lights won't go out. I mean, it's kinda another reason to just watch videos. Just, the possibility. Right. So then, let us actually no wait. Skip the flashbang on Wordle. Okay, now let us go here. Also, I might wanna be a bit bigger, maybe. Since there is nothing else of much importance going on screen. Might as well. Alright. Well, a very smart start as usual. Usually works better though. Now let's go like this. That's, I don't know, better maybe than I expected. Not really. Okay, so I will presume for now that E should be third. And that's already a problem. Okay, play Despacito? No. Fuck. Okay, how about doing some politics? That went better than expected. Alright. Okay. So let's just see. No. B. No. X technically possible, I suppose. K, I don't think so. F is possible, but can't immediately think of anything. Wait. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't fucking know. This is not a lot of options. Okay. What can the first letter be? So, no, 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 no. Don't think so. Could be. Have no idea what it would be though. What the fuck is this shit? Oh, like, I genuinely am out of ideas. Fuck alert. Still no. This is making less sense with each fucking attempt. Okay, so... Is bleed a word? I think it's a word. Okay, let's double check though. I mean, it's the most likely option anyhow. Yep. Phew indeed. What the fuck was that? Alright. So, next up, I got some meme videos prepped and an internet historian video. That's like for now. And then we go to recommendations, I suppose. Okay, well, let's see. YouTuber memes. Food YouTubers after eating their own food from the video. I mean, mostly it looks edible, so I don't know, man.
Mr. Beast is the richest YouTuber. PewDiePie is the richest YouTuber. Meanwhile, Bill Gates. You find a YouTuber you like. They quit a year ago. Me, getting dressed to go to work. When there's an 8-year-old YouTuber who made $26 million this year. You're a toy chilling in a toy store.
Well, that's kind of why I'm here, I suppose. Also, nope, that is a full HD quality. Why does it look like shit? I have no idea.
Guy comes to buy you. He's a popular YouTuber. He has a hydraulic press channel. To the YouTuber who put an ad in their rain sounds for sleeping video. Please eat a rat poison sandwich. That YouTuber. YouTubers being forced to say unalive and PDF file. Minecraft YouTuber.
I don't think they're actually forced. I think it's TikTok where you are forced to do it, and I'm not even sure about that. It's just what I heard.
Being racist, being a predator. Yeah, they need to take none of the pills.
Yeah.
Small YouTubers, people who watch videos with less than 1,000 views. YouTubers with a $1 million+ net worth when they donate $10 to a homeless man for a video. Me, needing an extremely specific step-by-step tutorial. A random YouTuber with a foreign accent and 12 subscribers.
Indian accent. Be real, it's Indian accent.
How a game usually looks. How it looks like when a YouTuber is playing that game. Weird confessions, drop them.
Been in those grounds from time to time. Not my proudest moments, I guess.
Talk to myself when I'm home alone, pretending like I'm some YouTuber. Your favorite YouTubers in 2017 versus in 2025 passed away, Predator retired, went money hungry. A witch turned them into a frog or something. I don't know, man. Still uploading with no problems at all. Video game and YouTuber original songs, mainstream pop songs. When you problems at all. Video game and YouTuber original songs, mainstream pop songs. When you rediscover a YouTuber you watched as a kid and their content is still good. Hello.
Oh, that doesn't happen
YouTuber
much.
YouTuber with a beard merch be like, silhouette of a beard, when it should be a silhouette of a what? What's not clicking? Talking to my infant son like I'm a YouTuber. What's up, baby? Father here bringing you another spoonful of Gerber ham and gravy baby food. Waking up at 4 a.m. is not the answer to everything, that one YouTuber. Yes, you are all wrong. YouTubers around 2010. I like to share my passion with people online, no matter how many views my video gets. Now, prank, gone wrong, 18+, free item X giveaway.
Yeah,
Fortnite Ninja quirk?
everything's
My
gone to
favorite
shit.
YouTuber is this guy who typed his username in wrong, then typed it again without deleting the first attempt. Lord Megatron the 5th, Lord Megatron the 5th. How Kratos' wife died. I'm coming over. You better not be an early
Great idea.
2010s Minecraft YouTuber. Me. This is how it feels to scroll past a YouTube video. Psychopath. Well, if I throw my gun into a random lake, no one will find it. They will have no DNA evidence. Random YouTuber. Police absolutely shocked when we found the unbelievable criminal evidence. The iPhone 17 is out.
Yeah, that was probably not evidence for anything.
YouTubers in 2
Just
days.
because that title exists, you know?
When I see a YouTube video from 6 years ago, and it's from 2020 and not 2014. Popular
Ouch.
YouTubers. Regular YouTube stuff. Try out every occupation at the same time and suck at it. It's good to try new things though. Children meeting their
True.
favorite YouTuber. They don't make YouTubers like them anymore. And we thank God for that. Yeah, I've had a lot of controversial stories about a few of these people.
Yeah.
YouTuber. Here is some footage.
I haven't heard shit about any of those people, but I just look at them and yeah.
Showing the difference between 4K and 8K. Me watching in 480p. Elderly YouTuber writes down his subscribers in
I mean, for me it's full HD, but that's still all I got.
a notebook, then thanks them individually. YouTubers, when they have to upload one video of them gaming a week to earn 10 times the average person. Rap video that includes
Yeah.
multiple curse words,
I mean, shit's hard.
nudity, glorification of gangs, drugs, and killing, and death. YouTuber who says, which? My parents arguing whether I'll be a YouTuber or an influencer. Me wanting to be a doctor. The game when you play it yourself.
He'll grow out of it. Probably. Unfortunately, growing out of it doesn't mean he will not be a doctor.
The game when a YouTuber plays it. The Minecraft movie is confirmed to have a tribute to the late YouTuber Technoblade. Enough woke stuff. How is this woke? Because I don't know who that is. YouTubers that
Okay,
talk
fair.
during a cutscene be like, poor, rich. YouTubers who put timestamps to skip the sponsors.
Sponsor blocks as what?
Information given by a random person in the comments. Information given by the YouTuber in the description. My favorite YouTubers not posting in a while. April Fool's Day. The reaction YouTubers getting to your favorite.
Okay. Well, that kinda can be seen 2 different ways, and I'm not sure which is better. Like, it can be posting on April Fools or not posting on April Fools, and thank fucking God, at least one person isn't a fucking idiot.
Favorite part that made you laugh. They start talking and look away from the video as the joke plays and they completely miss it. The
Ah, that happens way too much.
internet, when a generally disliked YouTuber has a scummy business practice. The internet, when a generally liked YouTuber has a scummy business practice. YouTubers who put their sponsor at
Well, it's nice to be liked.
the beginning of their videos. YouTubers who put their sponsor at the end of the video. YouTubers who put their sponsor in the middle of the video. I'm the fastest YouTuber and I'm willing to put $100,000 on it. Every track and field YouTuber. But before that, I want to thank today's spot. 15 seconds. YouTuber.
Already automated.
You will just need some common tools. The common tools game show where you watch an
Honestly, yeah, does feel like it.
apology video and try to be
Though I kinda wish it was like going that far. Cause then you would at least feel like, okay, it's totally fucking reasonable that I don't have that.
the first to guess what the person did. YouTuber. I'd like to address the recent solicited not safe for work content from a certain age of people. Incident that said slur during a stream. I got on my trip. Went to a foreign country and disrespected a holy place. Correct! Bonus point for guessing before the first ad spot. Right now, this very moment, they are making a new white
Yep.
boy in the Minecraft YouTuber factory. The machine in action. With just one donation, you can stop this. Someone fights in public. YouTuber who thinks it's funny and wants views. I'm really gonna enjoy this. Most people just record fights nowadays. No one wants to get involved into someone else's mess. 2016 YouTubers.
I mean, yeah.
Make sure
What else would you do?
to press that like button. 2018. Smash that like button. Talking about the like button now. Kill him! Food YouTubers after eating their own food from the videos. Going to sleep
Nah man, that
versus
shit
just
looks
one
good
more
most
video.
of the time.
Me at 3 a.m. YouTubers and
I mean, me at 1 a.m, but still. Probably unhealthy.
scams going 2 and 2 together. A lot of YouTubers are actually scammed. Like, a surprisingly amount, and they're still popular. Allegedly. Popular YouTuber makes a video on an underrated game you like. It was because of a sponsorship and they never talk about the game again. 3 a.m. challenge YouTubers making sure to include every cringe reaction imaginable. I love honey, but you know what I don't love? YouTubers who put a fake notification sound for no reason in the middle of a video. Comedians every 1.2 seconds. We can't say anything anymore. Meanwhile, YouTubers, which race has the best stats? Nobody is born.
Yeah, I mean, comedians say they can't say shit, and nothing really happens to those who say shit, so I don't know, man.
Cool, except of course, YouTubers who stay the same as they get popular. Close call, commentary YouTuber Pyro was rushed to a hospital in critical condition after he was unable to remove his fursuit and he suffocated inside of it. How
I'm probably better off not commenting, huh?
YouTubers feel when they end a short with, and that's why, to get the perfect loop. This dude looks like he shares all of his DNA with a banana. Every monetized YouTuber ever be like, look at this graph. Well, why don't I see YouTubers talk about this anymore? You know, only 2% of you subscribe.
Oh, you don't see it? Cause I see it all the fucking time.
Biggest YouTuber of each country. PewDiePie. PewDiePie is Bosnian. No, he's not. Creepypasta YouTuber. Did you know that?
He would probably be even more fun if he was Bosnian.
Insert cartoon character is actually dead, and the whole show was just a dream. 10-year-old me for the rest of the day. And then the YouTuber made a video essay on your favorite franchise. YouTubers. These products were sent to me for free, but it won't affect my review at all. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Alright, but nah, who has actually won a YouTube giveaway? Because ain't no way they're real. YouTubers, when they get too big, get really political and tell OG fans you never wanted or needed them. Slow down video releases to 1 a year. Or they just become really unlikable and mean. If you could get with one YouTuber, streamer, ego, who would it be? Related, beloved YouTuber Muta. YouTubers exposed before 2024. YouTubers exposed in 2024.
Yeah, kinda feels like that, yeah.
Each year is getting crazier and crazier for exposing people. Turns out, a lot of people just aren't nice. Who would have thought? YouTubers who peaked in 2016, getting their 30th "I haven't watched you in years" comment of the day. Lady in the TikTok. First, we're going to start by boiling the water. The reaction YouTuber. Damn, she's boiling the water! Mediocre.
So true. I mean, I guess it's better than me just sitting here with sad fucking mug. I don't know, man. But, like, also can't do that shit, so whatever. Here we are.
Music career. You know, Predator. YouTubers when they hit 10 million. I thought HP
Yep.
Lovecraft was a Minecraft YouTuber. This is humiliating. He's racist enough, he could have been. No HP Lovecraft, don't do it. No one. YouTube thumbnails. Did you see it? YouTuber says something. Friend. I was literally just about to say that. I'm a psychic for real. There's a YouTuber that did a specific drug beginning with C for 30 days to prove that drug addiction isn't real. And now he's addicted to that drug. Nobody. YouTubers and thumbnails. Nobody. Minecraft YouTubers. So I did some mining off camera and now I have every ore in the game.
Honestly, that's just me. Except I'm not doing Minecraft, but yeah. I just did a little bit of stream, basically everything I could do before progressing story further. But also, like, I don't know, if you're doing a fucking 100-hour game, and what else are you gonna do?
Being pay to win, being free to play. YouTubers. Wait, what? I don't really get this. Store announcement.
Same.
The store will be closing in 15 minutes. I got locked in a closed mall for hours. Not clickbait. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Not a
Honestly, seems like a fun thing to do at least once.
single soul on this earth. Some YouTuber. I actually invented a country and called it Rickroll Land. YouTuber gets a bit of water
Great
in his
idea.
eye. I nearly blinded myself. Stop that right now.
So
It's
cool.
illegal. Just gave a 12-year-old a bottle of antifreeze and told him it was slurp juice. That's a victory royale. Meeting an underage fan and being a predator. Leaving them alone. Famous YouTuber. Well, I think if they're a so-called fan, you don't just meet them by themselves unless it's Make-A-Wish or you're doing a meet and greet. Because that would kind of make you a predator.
Also, the previous one could have been the second button.
Not gonna lie, but if they come up to you and they just want a photo, that's not weird at all. World's largest gummy worm. My mum's got one of those, but I don't think it's a gummy worm. Maybe it's a gummy bear? Video dislikes cause creators emotional harm. Proceeds to emotionally harm users by removing dislikes. YouTuber who makes clickbait titles that entices no one. Does clickbait still happen? I rarely see clickbait. YouTubers making entertainment for kids in 2013.
Kinda.
I make quality content that inspires my viewers to play Minecraft and stays in their heart for years. Now, Frozen Elsa and Spider-Man find evil gummy worm egg colors. Your total is 4182.
What the fuck? Yeah. What?
Now, Frozen Elsa and Spider-Man find evil gummy worm egg colors. Your total is 4182. Oops, you forgot to apply the discount. Your total is 3982. Story time. I almost got scammed. Avoid this situation. Prank YouTuber. 38 from point blank. Dead.
Actually, please don't avoid this situation. This is an absolutely perfect situation.
When you get paid $100 million to dance around the ring with a YouTuber. I was fired because of the color of my skin. I thought my name was cute and original, and that people would be able to recognize it, and then boom, white Minecraft YouTuber. You thought Dream was an original name? Dream?
Yeah.
Nobody. 20 to 25-year-old YouTubers talking about their age. My time has come. 15
Okay, but I'm 31 and my time has indeed come.
ways to sneak snacks onto the plane. Excuse me, I think the word you're searching for is YouTubers on their way.
Is drugs. I remember sneaking beer into a theater when my school class was sent there against our will in a very similar way.
Snacks onto the plane. Excuse me, I think the word you're searching for is YouTubers on their way to make all ending videos on a game 1 second after it releases. Getting castrated live. YouTuber apology starter pack. Blaming literally everyone but themselves. Crying, but not really. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate. Uses pets at the beginning for sympathy.
Where the fuck is ukulele?
Sighing at the beginning. When you hear a YouTuber say something funny, and then you permanently download it into your vocabulary to use in conversations because you know nobody will recognize it.
And then you forget about it completely like 1 hour later.
That's how knowledge works. Nice. Age 6. I want to be a doctor. 16. Nurse. 19. Accounting. 24. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I put two people who I've never met before in a room and gave them 500,000 if they stayed there for 100 days. It's insane that the world's biggest YouTuber is basically Jigsaw. Let's jump right into it. Says YouTuber. Age.
Well, I mean, those movies had a lot of fans, so maybe he got something right.
Minutes into tutorial. Mum, what stupid YouTuber are you watching now? The teacher in online class. 5 reasons why Jesus
Well, that's the worst of them all.
would be a fitness YouTuber today. Studying hard, I imagine. YouTube, I'm not using your AI generated responses. Yeah, the mountains are sure unique. I live at my full address, Utah. YouTuber facing 2 years in.
Honestly, even without full address, it... you look at that shit and... I don't know, man. You are not feeling positive at all. Let's leave it at that. I mean, yes, YouTube, I would like to sound like a fucking bot.
In prison after feeding homeless man toothpaste-filled Oreos. Good. You don't do this to homeless people. You don't do this to anyone. YouTubers who are doing some bad and cash-grabbing things. YouTube. YouTubers who are doing
Also,
filled Oreos. Good. You don't do this to homeless.
Imagine they were just like homemade mint Oreos or something, and they just thought it was toothpaste because, you know, minty stuff just tastes like fucking toothpaste.
People. You don't do this to anyone. YouTubers who are doing some bad and cash-grabbing things. YouTube.
Yep.
Me, who just watched a channel for background noise. Top 0.1% of viewers. YouTuber walking in the park. Kids playing Nerf accidentally shoot at him. Sorry, sir. I got shot. Looking at shelves. How may I help you? Creepy stalker at Target. Japan's video gaming grandma.
That's a lot of that template, man.
Is her way into record books. You discover a TF2 YouTuber who makes funny Gmod animations. He passed away 5 years ago. There is a
yeah, I mean, you should have guessed it from TF2 and Gmod and, you know, basically everything about that.
YouTuber called Dad, How Do I? That explains everyday things that might need a father figure to help you with. He didn't have a great dad growing up, so he started this account as a way to pass on dadvice, as he calls it, to people who, like him, grew up without a father figure.
Hang the fuck on. Might wanna check that later. Sounds fun.
I just want to say, I'm a huge fan. YouTuber called Vice City, that game our parents played. Ha ha ha. He's about to say his first words. According to YouTube statistics. News. 20-year-old YouTuber becomes millionaire. Me, who knows mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Guys at the mall, when a YouTuber pulls up with a diamond tester. A British YouTuber has gone viral after getting caught in the middle of Nepal's political overthrow. You could be stumbling through the deepest depths of hell, and you would still find a British tourist just hanging out. YouTuber kisses an orange. I made out with Donald Trump's son's story time. You find a new YouTuber. He's funny.
No lies were told.
All of his videos are funny. His last video was 4 years ago. YouTuber almost passes away after cementing his head inside a microwave. What could possibly make you want to do that, man? A YouTuber.
Oh, what the fuck?
I would like to award you the highest honor I can bestow, me eating my food while watching them. What if every YouTuber got into a free-for-all? Hagsmith Industries. No, I think I Did a Thing would win. He'd make some crazy thing. YouTuber attaches 10-foot wheels to his Tesla and drives it upside down. Man builds in real-life Minecraft pig called Hamburgini that hits a top speed of 20 miles per hour. YouTube, when someone jokes about doxing. YouTube, when a YouTuber literally doxes another YouTuber. That feeling when a YouTuber tries to get you to buy into NordVPN. When that one YouTuber hasn't
any VPN, to be honest. There's a bunch of them. That's the only way I know about any of them.
uploaded in so long that your food starts to rot. I practice magic and my YouTube channel showcases it. Then do the goddamn magic now. Well, I can't do it for free. I'm a YouTuber with 2 million views. You make an indie game. A big YouTuber plays it. It's the spiffing Brit. I hugged a girl. No one. YouTube recommendations. Why you have 0 friends and don't fit in. Hollywood. After some YouTuber made a successful movie without their help. Yeah, this is relating to Markiplier. Music video with 50 million views. And a normal video with 50 million views. I have a short attention span, guys. When their favorite YouTuber uploads a 3-hour video essay. Log off, boomer.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, not even favorite, just, oh, 3-hour video essay. Yep, watching that.
I was on YouTube before you were born, and I will still be here long after you die. Wad that up and smoke it, kiddo. That me face looks like an upside-down version of the cars I would draw in preschool. We're experiencing a rough patch, so you may experience a little turbulence. I almost died in a plane crash. Literal not safe for work ads. Spam bots saying weird things. Kids being on the wrong platform. Someone says a swear word in the comments section. Watching popular YouTubers who do bad stuff. Watching a Japanese man make knives out of increasingly weird materials. Jake Paul.
I can't remember who that is, but sounds familiar. There was also a guy making guitars out of increasingly weird materials.
Explains why he's done with YouTube. That was a lie. 2020 kids. I want to be a Fortnite streamer when I grow up. 2010. Minecraft YouTuber. 2000s. Lego set designer. A delivery driver who shot a YouTuber who was pranking him. Says it was justifiable self-defense. And a jury agreed. What the hell was the prank?
It doesn't matter. The driver was right. Doesn't matter what the fuck the prank was.
I remember when he launched the app, that was his biggest flop, bro. A $50 wallpaper app? For a person who reviews products for a living, this should have never happened. NGC, guys. NGC. Not gonna cap. Boyfriend. My sister stayed over at my place last night. YouTuber. My boyfriend cheated on me. Teacher. Being a streamer or YouTuber isn't a real job. Teachers now. He kinda turned into streamers and YouTubers during quarantine. I've run out of content. Reacting to, I've ran out of content. It took him 3 months to come up with this revolutionary idea. YouTuber. Picks up piece of sushi with chopsticks. Story time. I'm Asian? A Korean YouTuber with 2 million subscribers is deleting his channel after losing an MMA fight to a comedian in a viral bet. Can I come over and stare at you like this? Eating a straw to prove turtles are weak. Is he still alive? If I had a nickel for every time a Roblox YouTuber got exposed for being a predator this year, I would have 3, which isn't a lot, but it's disgusting that it happened thrice. YouTuber. Goes to doctors.
Also
Doctor,
unsurprising
it's just a common
somehow.
cold, just rest for a few days. Today, I survived cancer. The allegations time. Your favorite YouTuber. I don't know why there are a lot of famous people, not just YouTubers, but in general. Why are a lot of famous people so weird? Is it because they're famous that makes them weird, or is it just the fact that humans in general are weird, and when they're famous, there's more light on them, so we'll see technically more weird people because we're more focused on those types of people? You know what I mean? Because I mean, I've heard too many stories about YouTubers being, you know, completely abusive, predators. Yeah, I mean, you name it, it's probably happened. Mr. Beast.
They get some money and they think they can get away with it. That's it.
Giving away money in his YouTube video. Money generated from that video. Didn't Mr. Beast recently say he's broke or something? He has no money? Come on, bro. That's cap. We know you're rich as hell. Disney. No copyright infringement intended. YouTuber who uploaded the entire Tarzan movie soundtrack. This is too good. A YouTuber walks around Shibuya like it's a video game. I gave a random small streamer $1,000 as part of my most recent YouTube video, and I woke up to this email from his mum. Hi there. This is Jack's mum. I had to reach out and thank you for making his day. Life. He woke up this morning and told me his life has changed. He has 3 older brothers who are equally as happy as Jack is. He's the most genuine kid, and what you see is what you get with him. The minute Jack started playing video games, he's wanted to write or stream or be a YouTuber. I think he's on the right path now. Thanks for helping make a 16-year-old kid's dream come true. 12-year-old YouTuber dies of brain cancer months after hitting his 8-month subscriber goal. Self-proclaimed free thinkers. When their favorite YouTuber tells them which mob to pick in the mob vote. I love that fast food companies spend months developing and marketing new menu items, only to get completely mocked by a YouTuber that looks like Ichapod Crane in Undertaker suits. Yeah, but they're gonna stop paying him, you know? Or people in general. When I thought KFC couldn't get any worse. 10K
well,
YouTuber
you can just
description
make good
versus a
shit
small
instead.
YouTuber description. Control V has 0 connection to the video. Description is just the video's title. Titled properly. Links game download. So sorry for mic troubles if has some. I've said sorry for my mic troubles. This is what the apartment of a YouTuber with 14 million subscribers looks like. Can you tell I never have visitors? Daddy Dose, I love you, man, but...
Nah, that's good shit, man. Come on. Like, the fuck else do you need?
Come on. You gotta clean that place up. No excuse for being messy. But yeah, there is a difference between
Okay,
being
you
messy
could
and being
clean it
dirty.
up, yeah.
Is that dirty? Nah, I don't think it's dirty. It's just a bit messy. Pretty sure this guy sold his channel, or like the rights to his channel. Aging slows the greater your impact on history. Washington, Churchill, and Lincoln lived well into their 200s, while figures such as Julius Caesar lived for close to 1,000 years. It's your 5,000th birthday, and you look as young as you did on your 21st. I walk outside to a massive
the
crowd
fuck
cheering me
is
on.
that shit?
Happy 5,000th to the creator of Mutant Smashers games, reads a giant banner. A 30,000-year-old Minecraft YouTuber hurls a javelin through your chest. I just had a crazy idea there. A bit off topic. How about a
Okay.
video which is writing prompts, about writing prompts, you know, like this, writing prompts?
How about no? Also, he did make that video. Okay, right. Community notes. This is always good shit.
Burger King worker who never missed a day in 27 years gifted $400,000 for retirement. Burger
But not by Burger King.
King gifted him a goodie bag, while the $400,000 came from a GoFundMe campaign started by his daughter. Great secrets.
What did I
It's
say?
not possible to turn a piece of coal into a diamond-like structure by putting it into peanut butter. Why does no
That would be fair though.
one live in this part of Africa? Sand. Numerous flying objects were spotted in the sky.
I mean, there's plenty of shit living in the sand. And also a bunch of people, so I don't know.
Of a Mongolia at night. Birds. Doing the deed with protection is not doing the deed, but it is. Spreading this narrative is dangerous. Of course, very dangerous. When will men understand that leave me alone actually means touch me, bro? What do you
Nope.
mean? It does not. Consent matters. Don't end up in jail. Airport
Aha.
staff receives backlash after being seen searching a baby. Yes, this is racist. It's standard protocol to screen babies. Many people have reportedly attempted to utilize infants as covert cover for drug shipment. Get Twitter blue.
Honestly, yeah. Now that I think about it, sounds about right.
Do this for the love of the game. I love the grit and hustle. I was tweeting to nobody for 3 years straight, and I still didn't stop. So I'm not buying in, I'm banking on myself, and I'm still not done. Bro bought in. This is a healthy 23-year-old body. No,
no.
this is not. This is obesity. Obesity is not healthy.
That is like 3 healthy bodies.
Trump warns that many
Possibly
surprises may
4.
be coming in the next 48 hours. There's no evidence that President Trump said this. Oof, 2026 has been wild
Probably
so far.
did though.
New white dragon spotted in China. Gang, you're not gonna believe this, but this is AI slop. Pride flag in username. Opinion not valid. The user in question doesn't have a pride flag in the username, but the flag of Germany. Can anyone see?
How the fuck do you... Okay. Damn.
The word Easter on these Easter eggs? Am I going blind? The word Easter can be seen 8 times in this image. The Pope is hiding behind. Going blind? The word Easter can be seen 8
Can it? Well, at least on the video I can't see it.
8 times in this image. The Pope is hiding behind 5 inches of glass. Ask yourself why. So he doesn't get shot. How come no one is talking
Thank you.
about this? Table like, not everything needs to be a conspiracy theory. A blue marlin, which is worth $6.5
Damn,
million.
nice.
It's AI. Blue marlins don't look like this.
Yeah, but it still looks nice as hell.
My toxic trait is telling my cat that he's a good boy when he's a bad boy most of the time. He is a good boy. Woman goes viral for
He's a cat, so he's probably not a good boy.
her pics with John Cena working out. It's AI generated. PewDiePie's 100-day drawing journey is actually insane. There is currently no proof that PewDiePie is insane.
Isn't there? Nah, but then maybe I should actually try to draw, cause that is a lot for 100 days, huh?
Journey is actually insane. There is currently no proof that PewDiePie is
And it's
insane.
not even 100.
Fetuses are scientifically parasites, by the way. To be a parasite, it must be another species. Offspring are the same species. The
Yeah, but they probably just made the exception to like not count any offspring as a parasite, so you know, questionable.
PS5 turned 4 years old yesterday. That's a 5. Monkeys will never type Shakespeare, study finds. This news is the blurst. Infinite monkey theorem talks about infinite monkeys over an infinite time. This study talks about a finite amount of monkeys. The elasticity of a golf ball hitting a hard surface at 260 kilometers an hour. This video has been circulating since 2011 and it's known to be fake, likely using a rubber ball. An actual golf ball hitting steel at 150 miles per hour does not deform that much. I haven't lied once.
Does it not? I don't know, I kinda would expect it to look somewhat like that, like, you know, at some millisecond.
Once, bro. She has lied several times. A Chinese game studio released a trailer for their new anti-Japanese war game. It's not an anti-Japanese war game. It's a game based on World War II history.
I mean, if it's a Chinese game based on World War II history, it probably technically is, so...
Therapy is expensive, but reading a book is free. Free? Huh? Do you hear yourself? Have you ever been to a bookstore? Libraries provide books to the public for free. Trash hates trash, I guess. You assault animals. No, I'm very against that and animal abuse. This person's pinned tweet claims to be attracted by dogs. A hummingbird weighs less than a penny. A penny weighs less than a hummingbird. Elephants are the only thing that can't get cancer because of some special gene they have. While true that it's rare, elephants are still susceptible to cancer. I like men an awful lot, but no cancer specialist has to warn a man that his diagnosis makes it more likely that his wife will leave. This is false. There are no gender differences for the rate of divorce after a cancer diagnosis. The lesbian who designed the flag is homeless and needs your help. Still homeless, still struggling. Emily Gwen has been making fake posts of this nature for over 6 years. She is not actually struggling. GameStop announced Trade Anything Day on December 6th. Customers will be able to walk into any store and literally trade anything in exchange for store credit. I'm sure this won't end bad at all. There is an entire list of things you can't trade in, including alive and dead animals, lithium batteries, liquids, chemicals, alcohol, drugs, and many other— Damn! That's
Why batteries, though? Honestly, why alcohol?
annoying. Best cyberpunk character ever. This free cafeteria is open to everyone. Come eat whenever you're hungry. This image is AI generated. The world you grew up in no longer exists. Everything in this image also doesn't exist, as it's an AI generated image. I do love that new gen series are normalizing giving more focus to female leads. The take's so bad it got community noted in Japanese. Yeah, I think the community note, at least from a comment, is just talking about how female leads have always been a thing, which I agree. They have always been a thing. What's the natural human diet? A human's
Could have given
natural
a
meat
translation.
eaters. Quick test. Okay, when you see a dead animal on the side of the road, are you tempted to stop and snack on them? Do you daydream about killing cows with your bare hands and eating them raw? If you answered
No, but
no
PETA
to these,
does.
humans are omnivores, as evidenced by our teeth, digestion, and evolutionary history. Our anatomy supports eating both plants and meat, and early humans consumed a mixed diet. The claim that humans are naturally herbivores is incorrect. Avoiding roadkill reflects culture, not diet. The community node
Also
just
true.
committed a murder. Subnautica, the game on the right, had sold 5.2 million copies in 2020, and is now estimated to have sold 6.8 million.
Okay.
The image on the left is a not safe for work render of a character from this thing, and it's not in a game, thus cannot sell. I just found
I mean, First Descendant doesn't really need those images. The game is basically it.
out that the most prominent hormone when you're on your period is testosterone. So when you're acting emotional on your period, you're literally acting like a man. Incorrect. Testosterone is highest during ovulation, not menstruation. Mood swings during periods are primarily due to disruption of serotonin, a neurotransmitter that helps the brain regulate mood, and is described as the brain's feel-good chemical. Walmart selling demonic books. This is the Book of Bill, a book written by the fictional antagonist Bill Cipher. It has no connotations to demons of Christianity or any other religion. A mysterious hole on a beach has caused a stir in North Dublin. A local astronomy enthusiast is hoping the crater in Port Marnock could be the aftermath of a cosmic event. It is in fact not a cosmic event. Instead, it was dug out the day before two lads with a beach spade. Corporations got us into this mess. The but even they can't escape the devastating reality of climate change. Corporations are not the cause of LA fires. Contributing factors: LA fires deputy cut 17.6 million for 2025.
Yeah, that
Megan
probably
reveals
did
Archie,
something.
6, and Lily, 4, sell their homegrown fruit and vegetables at the local market in Montecito. You need a certification and approval in order to sell produce and other items privately. Their family is not listed.
God
In case you
fucking
didn't know,
damn it,
both
fucking bureaucrats, man. Can't say shit on the internet.
male and female reindeer grow antlers, but males lose them in late autumn. All Santa's reindeers are therefore female, which means Rudolph is persistently misgendered. Both sexes grow antlers. Adult males often shed in late fall, but timing varies. Some males keep their antlers into winter. Antlers alone can't show Santa's reindeers are all female, per Alaska Wildlife Guidance. Who is right?
Boring.
6 plus 6 plus 6 times 6 times 0 equals 0. Both answers are wrong. The true answer is 12. Women aren't attracted to cartoons. We aren't weird, no-life gooners.
Yes you are. You're just not attracted to this particular guy because he's not a wolf or whatever the fuck.
Women are in fact attracted to cartoons. Gaga is truly our last superstar. She referenced Van Gogh's Dead Woman, 1933. That's not a real painting, but an AI-generated image. It would have also been impossible for Van Gogh to paint anything in 1933, as he had been dead for 43 years by then. Ducks' quacks do
Damn.
not echo, and there is still no scientific explanation for it. This is a myth. There are claims that it's because of the low sound of a quack. Free game! No ads. I thought this was a beef patty. This is false advertising. In Home Alone, the same actor who
Always
plays
is.
one of the bad guys plays the cop at the beginning of the movie. Joe Pesci played Harry, one of the two burglars in Home Alone.
Fucking
At the
kill
start
me.
of the movie, he disguised himself as a police officer and went into the McAllister's home in order to scope out houses to rob. He was not a separate character. When
The worst part is the guy that actually made the post is basically where media literacy is at now.
Gary, stop lying. Gary isn't lying. There's a check-in if you like a post about Thanksgiving. Turkey. For your information, there were no children's hospitals when I was a kid because kids weren't sick. The first children's
What the
hospital in the
fuck?
United States was in 1855 and earlier in other parts of the world. I hate my grandpa, dude. I can sense the gay on you. You need to go to the church and confess. Tweet is stolen word for word from another user to farm engagement. Not only engagement, but hate. The worst type of engagement, but also the most effective type of getting engagement. I'm 22
So
from
true.
Russia. Where are you from? Account based in Pakistan. Coffee versus tea. Brazil is
Oh yeah. Or Nigeria.
the second largest coffee consumer in the world, trailing only the USA. While it does not rank in the top 10 for tea consumption. Men are assaulted too. Men are assaulted too. Yes, they are by other men. One multi-year analysis of the NCVS household survey found that 46% of male victims reported a female perpetrator. My friend got really sick and almost died from raw milk. Said no one ever. Raw milk causes 840
I mean,
times more
someone
illnesses
probably
and
did.
45 times more hospitalizations than pasteurized milk, with children disproportionately affected, and severe outcomes including hemolytic Ermic syndrome and death. Acrylic on canvas. AI. No. It was fun while it lasted. Uninstalling Battlefield. This image is AI generated. A little update.
Also, it's fucking hideous.
Don't buy this. This is a crypto rug pull. I don't even need a source. Just look at the damn video. Whoa.
I do be like that.
Oh. AI generated. Entire bullets with casings are not fired from guns. I've been taking art classes. This image was stolen. Sorry for not responding to all the
Oops.
replies late last night. I got into a car accident.
I mean, he didn't say what they teach in that class, you know?
And now I'm in the hospital. I'll be muting this for the time being. This photograph was not taken by this poster. The original photograph was posted by Whitojan. Abolish community notes! Josh was previously called out by community notes for misrepresenting his physical appearance. Native
Damn.
American actress and activist Sasheen Littlefeather has sadly passed away at the age of 75. She passed away on October the 2nd, 2022. Number one predator in the world.
But did they get the age right?
They said I couldn't do it. They couldn't actually do it. He was caught cheating and was subsequently banned from the game. I
Oops.
volunteer as tribute. AI-generated photos. Note the gibberish names on the scoreboard. Boys I shoot my shot at
doesn't
versus
matter.
boys who shoot
Still
their
volunteer.
shot at me. When did I ever shoot my shot at you? Brian has never expressed interest in this brood. Okay, so in his speedrunning stream, dreamed through 2 eyes, didn't even look at them, then suddenly knows the exact coordinates of the stronghold. This might be the funniest way to cheat. The speedrunning stream in question is Dream's current practice streams for his Manhunt series. 5 Seconds of Summer reunite
Okay,
in
what the hell?
TikTok. They have been active since 2011 and have never broke up. Select 2 objects that are the same shape. Cylinder. There is no same shape. My cat. It's a beetle. Donald Trump is your president. This user is Russian and poses as an American conservative.
Hey, he didn't say my, he said your.
In 2011, I became the youngest champion in UFC history. Today, I'm proud to stand as the oldest champion on the roster. Age is just a number when your mind and spirit stay sharp. Alex Pereira is 12 days older than John Jones and is the actual oldest champion on the roster. The hard truth is Ohio State would beat both of these teams. Ohio State's 2 losses were to those 2 teams. Green
He didn't say Ohio team, he said Ohio State. I'm pretty sure the entire state can mod 2 teams.
Lander here. We actually want to be governed by Trump. This account is based in the United States. Everyone who replies within the next 24 hours is on the nice list. This is not the real Santa Claus. I was reading something about how
No,
24
wait.
hours is on the nice list. This is not the real Santa.
This is an FBI honeypot to get all your names on the watch list. The real Saint Nick is in prison. Damn. What did he do?
Santa Claus. I was reading something about how autistic folks often cheat in relationships, but it's due to not catching the nonverbal cues that signify the beginning of a relationship or the boundaries in romantic relationships. I'm like, damn, there is no research eluding this. Maybe opinion presented as fact. A goodie bag?
I mean, honestly, could be a valid opinion.
Kamala will become the first black president of the USA. Obama was the first black president. Kamala would have been the first female president if voted. How to remove community notes. This video is AI generated. Her purse disappears at 6 seconds into the video. If she or Kim were talking about banning one of the most popular social media platforms, everyone would be screaming about fascism censorship. Every major international social media platform is blocked in China. As for North Korea, the internet is not public.
Also, they would be yelling about communist censorship.
This is a fake
Get your
giveaway.
shit straight.
Fanatics has done this multiple times and never announced a winner. They purposely leave out any draw dates as well. My girl just made me breakfast. Your girl didn't make you anything, assuming she even exists. The original post can be found here. A migrant grabs a live pigeon and tears it up. Happened yesterday in Boston. There is no evidence this person is an immigrant, legal or illegal, and you can clearly see the person helping the pigeon by removing a string. 43 years old, no kids, crypto millionaire, smoking hot girlfriend. Pretty sure this guy's whole Twitter feed is him just rage baiting people. He is annoying. The woman in the photo is Alex Louis-Bimova, an actress and model listed on talent hiring sites. For context, this person posted a similar post where the model later clarified she was hired for the appearance. I know this is a gotcha moment, but this is what this guy wants. And
I mean, look, whatever was actually happening with that guy who is a crypto millionaire and the girl with him, I could argue either way she would be paid for appearance, you know?
now he wants me doing this post. USB-C charging cables don't use all the pins of a USB connector, only for power and to negotiate charging volts and currents. Apple does not include pins on their connector that are not used. Cables with extra unused pins won't damage your phone. The US military is literally a cheat code for life. You can give 4 years of your time and get a pension for the rest of your life that's good enough to live comfortably in 90% of the world, and start having it at age 21 or 22.
Do you have to lose a leg or something?
The requirement to receive a pension in the US military is 20 years of service.
Okay,
Where did
all
the
right.
Somalian get all the money for cars, homes, women, travel, purses, and clothing? Uncle Sam was defrauded big time. These are AI images. Green Lantern is supposed to be white. The left is Jon Stewart, and the right is Hal Jordan. Two completely different characters, as there are many different human Green Lanterns. Bud Light, Target, Disney, Jaeger, now Cracker Barrel. One by one, once great American companies are self-destructing with woke rebrands. Jaeger is not an American rebrand. The 24-hour sun in Antarctica
I feel like that's not the point anyway.
objectively doesn't prove a spinning globe. Get over it. Midnight sun is a phenomenon where the sun remains visible at midnight. This occurs in the polar regions. The sun in the North Pole moves from left to right. In Antarctica, the sun moves from right to left. There is no explanation other than Earth is a sphere. Dinosaurs are real.
Okay.
Dinosaurs are not. They don't want you to know this because it collapses their agendas. Dinosaurs existed, proven by fossils, bones, eggs, tracks. The term a dinosaur coined 1842, but fossils were known earlier. Museums use casts of real fossils. Marco Polo's serpents were crocodiles. Now rare and dragon deaths refers to word usage, not animals. Community notes is such a joke. Bones, eggs, and tracks in the ground do not prove that dinosaurs existed. Bones, eggs, and tracks in the ground means that there were just bones, eggs, and tracks of sorts in the ground. That's it. Museums are there to confuse you.
And I'm sure they didn't come from anybody. What the fuck?
Yes, they do. He's not even American. Puerto Ricans are American citizens. Community noting a comment is so weird. Y'all are obsessed with me. Correction, we're not obsessed with you. My original comment is correct. He is not American. He is Puerto Rican. Once again, Puerto Ricans are American citizens. Hello, Elon Musk. Please help us. Fake anime profiles are attacking us. We need your assistance. Elon Musk also loves anime. Here are some of his recommendations from an interview.
He needs an anime profile pic just to fuck with people.
Happening now. The airspace over Greece suddenly emptied. The Greek airspace was temporarily closed and appeared empty on flight trackers due to a technical failure in radio communications, affecting air traffic control while operations resuming later in the day.
Now look at this guy's name and tell me why the Greek airspace had that technical failure.
Radio communication. I want the world to go back to normal. This is AI slop. It's 180 miles per hour. It's 185. Wait, 140. Wait, 165. Wait,
No,
140.
the
Wait,
fuck.
146. Wait, 115. I'll never listen to the Weather Channel again. Hurricanes, like other weather phenomena, such as temperature and wind, are dynamic and can
Okay,
change due
well,
to
that
a
explains
variety
a
of
lot.
factors. Milton's strength fluctuated due to eye wall replacement, wind shear, land contact, and more. This is in no way an error on the Weather Channel.
What the fuck is eyeball replacement? I don't know, man, that just sounds wild.
Part. She's at a red light, complaining about a temporary delay because of a social group ride. She gets a green light and chooses to drive into the people riding bikes. This kind of antisocial behavior should result in loss of driving privileges. Bicycles on a roadway are required to follow all traffic laws, the same as any other vehicle.
Yep.
The person driving the car did not choose to drive into the people riding bikes. The bicyclists are choosing to drive improperly. I don't even know the context to this.
I mean, both made some choices, but a choice to drive into them was... I should not finish that sentence. But yes. Yes, it was. Okay, what the fuck is going on with my throat? Okay, give me a sec. Okay, should be good. Right, Star Wars memes. Somehow 16 minutes of them. Mostly about sand, probably. Well, let's see. I mean, what else can you do with Star Wars at this point other than just meme about it?
He's right behind.
Andor was good though.
Isn't he?
Yep.
Little idiot. Okay, fight me. And this is how Star Wars started. No way, it's Anakin's house. It's for sale. Obi-Wan and Padme are the started. No way, it's Anakin's house. It's
The fucking thing says ask for Luke, man. Come on.
for sale. Obi-Wan and Padme are the only people standing between Anakin and Palpatine. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than this place. When your headset is broken,
Probably,
and all of
bro.
your buddies randomly start shooting the Jedi. How I feel, feeding information to both sides of the beef. Darth
More
Vader,
like being both sides of the beef.
Emperor Palpatine, visits patients Utah Children's Hospital. Go to child, be a fan of them. The most realistic scene in Star Wars. Two grunts have no idea what's happening. Assume it's a drill and immediately go back to not caring. Things may be
Okay,
tough
that is
now.
so
There's
fucking
always a
real.
light at the end of the tunnel. The light at the end of the tunnel. I showed you my lightsaber.
That is
Please
real as well.
respond. I don't date Sith. The Empire never referred to it as the Death Star. They always said battle station. The term Death Star is nothing more than rebel scum propaganda. But then they give their ships names like Devastator, Punisher, Agonizer, Executor. Henceforth,
they
you
do.
shall be known as Darth Vader. Bro, was that off the dome? The current economy, it's even harder
Well, I mean, kinda.
here for a Sith Lord. Help me.
Like, I believe the idea was he listened to the Force and that's what he heard. You know, some shit like that, so kinda off the dome.
I am a disabled Clone War veteran. I need money to build a Death Star. This is the single best frame in all of Star Wars. Will you press the button?
You know what
You
it
can't
might be.
use the Force. You can use the Force, but every time you enter a room, Darth Vader's theme plays all the way through.
What the fuck is the negative? Hello?
Being an adult means understanding why Darth Vader choked someone during a work meeting. Sometimes when I remember that Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader are the same person, things like this come to my mind. Try it now. Oh, thank you, Palpatine. Jedi good, Sith bad.
That's a very narrow point of view. What is good and what is bad? From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
And if you're smart, Jedi good, Sith bad. Star
Nah.
Wars, if Anakin pulled out on time. Yeah, this can... Pulling out of a lot of things, this could mean. When something
Yeah.
is too far away. I tried to use the Force. I tried to use the Force again. I go and I get it. Star Wars fans
I feel called out.
direct traffic with lightsabers during NYC blackout. You're strong and wise, and I'm very proud of you. General
I mean,
Grievous,
it's kind of a
the
great idea.
negotiations. Lifespan of the younglings, being shorter than expected. Oh, well, this is the only time my body gets burned. Well, crap. Bro, do you even lift? Show you how to do it like a boss, I will. When the rebels have escaped again, and you're the one who has to tell Darth Vader. My aunt took a
Oops.
photo of some rock formation near Moab, Utah, and this is all I could see.
Hey, hang on, let me just cover the lower part. And... nah, not really.
A photo of some rock formation near Moab, Utah, and this is all
Like-
I could see. I ran around you.
I
wouldn't
can
you-
kinda see it because, you know, I was already shown what it could be, but no, not really.
even believe. Luke, I ate your father. Respectfully, no one likes either of them. Respectfully, L plus ratio. Laughing at the idea of Obi-Wan fighting for his life,
Okay.
then glancing over for a second and seeing them like this. Hey cutie, hello there, General Kenobi. Who's that? I will do what I must. You must unmatch them now. Even though that could have been your future partner.
True.
Nope, you gotta unmatch them.
Nope,
Qui-Gon,
couldn't have.
Anakin, today you are no longer a slave. You are now a Jedi Padawan in training. Anakin, yay! I feel like I'm out of the box, but I'm really still in a box. It's just a bit bigger. Oh, Thor, your hands
True.
are so big. I love a man with hands. Humans having different weights on other
Damn.
planets and moons. Star Wars characters having the same weight on all planets and moons. Never accept a Skype
Well,
request from Vader. Okay, we won't. He is not my boyfriend. You are at this family dinner, but we do not grant you the rank of the boyfriend. What? That's outrageous. It's unfair. How can you be at a family dinner and not be a boyfriend?
Nah,
Pick a
you
plate,
kinda can,
young
come on.
Skywalker. R2, activate elevator 31174. I'm not a robot. He failed the capture. It's over. Death Star. Death Star Pro Max. No, because it needs to be the
Yep.
same size. See how now the hole is a bit smaller? It needs to be all that big. Okay, hear me out. Anakin was about 44 to 45 years old when he died. He became Darth Vader at 22 years old. 22 years in the light, 22 years in the dark. Balance to the Force. Select your gender.
Okay.
There they are, the two genders. Only assist deals and absolutes. All of life and history aligned for that one joke. We're done. Everyone go home. Lightsaber colors and their meanings. You're a good guy. You're a bad guy. You're a good guy, but a blue lightsaber won't show up against the blue sky when you're fighting Jabba's minions. You're a good guy, but you're not about to let some blank nerds tell you that you can't have a purple blank lightsaber. I am.
That's about right, honestly.
My name is
Misha.
The Tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. A story the Jedi would tell you. Not a story the Jedi would tell you. Do you like Star Wars? You think there's a chance I wouldn't like Star Wars? I find your lack of faith disturbing. Hello there. Hi. How can I help? Liar. Peppa Pig is very tall and so is General Grievous, so this is what they would look like against each other. Hayden says Anakin's hair in Revenge of the Sith was a wig. No. No. Did you guys know that? What are you two viewing?
Okay.
30-year-old pod racing highlights? Ah, the good days. Lightsaber axe, because somewhere in the universe, there has to be a Viking Jedi.
Yeah, but does it have to be this fucking hideous? I feel like one emitter at the top would be enough. And also it would kinda look more like a real axe, you know?
I mean, we know there are Viking Jedis. General Klenobi. He's got 4 hands. If I had 4 hands, I would not be working this job. Fatherhood. Yeah, they're cute when they're little, but just wait till they're teens and they'll blow up your Death Star. Why didn't Yoda train her? Princess Leia lost her entire planet, father, husband, and son, and has been abandoned by her brother, and yet was never tempted by the dark side. You Skywalker boys are weak as hell. Do you even Sith grow? Quits
Okay.
for 8 years because he had bad knees and was sad. No arms, no legs, still kicked butt through all 3 movies.
Bro.
Gone under the mat. The key is under the mat. This is the 8th
Nah,
time you've
this
done
is
this to
more
my
fun.
door. Actual sunshine. Dangerous. Maggie Smith with a lightsaber. Jedi Master McGonagall. Voldemort. You can't change the meme. I'm altering the meme. Pray I don't alter it further. OMG, B1 battle droid. Hi.
Roger, roger.
A communications disruption could mean only one thing, invasion. Think so, do you? Unplugged the cable, is. I'm a person, and my name is Anakin. We did 20 takes, and that was the best one. The adventure
Okay, that's kinda mean.
Adventures of ketchup and mustard. No, he's got a point. What I think of when I hear the word empire. A large group of countries ruled by an emperor or empress. Anything related to Darth Vader or the Galactic Empire. This is
Yep.
nothing like the simulations. People are passing away, and there is a 4-armed lightsaber-wielding cyborg with tuberculosis on the loose. Doing drugs before and after. Wow. When's the next movie dropping? Savoir. Okay. Rey Skywalker. How charming that you actually believe that statement to be true. Star Wars, The Force Awakens. An interracial couple gets chased by a man with a burning cross. Church Tower.
Oh. Never thought about it like that. That would make that movie better, huh?
Plays Star Wars main theme on May the 4th. Holy music stops so Star Wars music can play. Where Darth Vader declares that he's Luke's father, Luke comes to the entirely reasonable conclusion that Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker were married. How could you kill your husband? And Luke gets away with his hand because Anakin's too confused, trying to figure out when he and Obi-Wan got married, and why he's only learning about it now. What's for dinner, Dad? Wookiee
That's a
steak.
lot.
Is it any good? It's a little chewy. He's using a Nokia version of a a Nokia version, true. Handed the most dangerous weapon in the galaxy. Immediately points it at face. New password. The low ground. No, that's weak. We gotta go on the high ground. It's really slow at work today. Oh, just let them go. It's too embarrassing. Oh, cool, Boba. Either you're frolicking in this field with me, or you're frolicking in this field against me. Maul didn't stand a chance. I love Maul. Coolest character design in Star Wars, in my opinion. I don't think goes to, so the system works. I have been looking forward to this. I have a bad feeling about this. It's treason then. It's outrageous. It's unfair. Do or do not.
Okay.
There is no try. I want my own spin-off. Your own spin-off? Anakin, the entire saga is your spin-off. So, I guess I'm done. Master Yoda, the clones betrayed us. However, I escaped without alerting them to my survival. On my way here, ran over many clones in my Honda Civic. I did. Showed mercy. I did not. Disney wants Brie Larson to lead their new Star Wars trilogy. Who just once offered employees the chance to win a
What could go
Toyota
wrong?
when the winning waitress was given a Toyota action figure as a prank? She sued and won enough to pick out whatever type of Toyota she wants. Well, that just sounds like winning a Toyota with extra steps. They even
Yep.
took a photo of her. So angry. This is my Star Wars OC. It's a gonk droid with a lightsaber on one side. Thank you for viewing.
Okay, that's good shit.
When you're fighting, but Mum walks in, so you try to act natural. Luke and Leia offering Rey the Skywalker name. Star Wars fans. Order 66. These soldiers are my friends, Rex. I can't hurt them. I agree. Meanwhile, at the Jedi Temple, on a 35 kill streak I am. I think I just killed Apo. This will make a fine addition to my collection. You don't need two of the same color, at least get different colors. How's the training with Anakin going? Yeah,
Not
about that.
gonna
I
go
bet
in.
he's thinking about other women. Are the clone troopers left or right-handed? Rebels, targeted for kids. Also rebels. How many kills does Chopper from Star Wars have? 49,997. Is that a bench?
Nah,
You
that's
can
a
tell
good
Din is a
comment.
real dad because he just straight up lies down and takes a nap as soon as he realizes he's alone. If you don't get this, you're either too young or we're too sheltered. Now, you're looking at now, sir. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. You underestimate illusions. Don't try.
Oh,
When there's a
okay, what the
Kenobi,
fuck?
there's always a Skywalker not so far away. OMG. Ghost Padme is wearing neither the clothes she died in, nor the clothes she was buried in, which can only mean one thing. She brought her whole wardrobe with her to the afterlife, because wearing the same outfit for eternity was to her a fate worse than death.
Honestly, based.
Testicle twist. The special attack to use the force, it instantly kills a male survivor through their nuts.
Damn.
To quote someone on Tumblr, Vader didn't have to fly to a small, remote moon to look for the remains of one insignificant Jedi in the old wreck of a Republic cruiser. But Anakin? Oh, Anakin needed to. Bringing
Okay.
characters from the dead is the
Not much of
worst
a meme.
trope and insanely overused in Star Wars. Moisture farming on Tatooine. Explain a film plot badly. Man ends coworkers after he's denied a promotion. Me after I comment. Spock
True
was the
enough.
best character in the Star Wars discussion thread. Guy who's got a
Yeah,
normal
that's
name in
about
Star
it.
Wars. So all the other characters are like this guy named Robert. Luke. They called him Wormy in school. Like, this is literally what happened to him. Leia at 10 deals with pressure of being princess and senator, struggles to find sense of belonging and identity, gets kidnapped and interrogated, witnesses people pass away, helps save people's lives. Luke at 10, he's an iPad kid. Star Wars. Snoke's backstory is apparently filled with battles and a need for revenge. Anakin and Padme would have this picture in their
Oh,
wallets. Yes,
okay.
they would look after it. My student wrote this on her homework. I had to give it to her. This is Ahsoka. Her master turned her to the dark side and made her cry. Please help her by giving me a bonus point. You would win. Enormous armored battle stations, equipped
I mean, it's a good enough drawing, I suppose.
with countless weapons, troops, and starfighters. Some kids from Tatooine. Literally just a picture of General Grievous made out of a fine collection of lightsabers. Shout out to the Star Wars
That's
fanfic
good shit.
I found that was written entirely in binary. From the perspective of R2-D2. I love the community of Star Wars.
I need
work
that
in
translation
HR.
for
When I
that.
interview, I always start the meeting with, "Hello there." If the candidate responds with General Kenobi, they will get the job no matter what. I have hired 3 people who were useless purely based on this. General Grievous in Clone Wars versus General
Okay.
Grievous in Star Wars. No one. Me in 3rd grade, stacking all my pens together. Carrie Fisher, photographed by Brian Griffin on the set of Return of the Jedi. Photographed by who? Peak Jedi
Yep.
design. And it's quite literally just them wearing clone armor with their Jedi robes over it. That one guy. Use my
Kind of.
knowledge. I beg you. Grievous leaving the Jedi Temple after Order 66 with all the lightsabers lightsabers he can carry. You will not harm Harry Potter, Gollum. Knight class. Doesn't wear armor but filthy robes. Doesn't wear a shield. Didn't swear fealty to any lord, baron, or king. Lives like a hobo. Has no land, money or serfs. Is only trained to use a sword. What kind of knight is this?
I mean, technically it's more of a monk.
Fear, anger, hate, break stuff, clone trooper, gets tragically ended on screen. Random viewer. So what? It was just a random clone trooper. People who watched Clone Wars. In Back to the Future 3, Doc Brown mistakenly goes back a long time and ends up in a galaxy far, far away. This action accidentally creates a religion known as the Mandalorians, a mistaken interpretation of the phrase man in DeLorean.
Okay,
Rhodes-
that sounds like a good fanfic. Speaking of, nice, nice transition, bro.
Where we're going, we don't need roads. It's just the vacuum. Calm down. Liar, you brought him here to kill me. In times like these, I really wish I had listened to what Obi-Wan told me. What did he tell you? I don't know. I didn't listen. I won't lose you the way I
Yep.
lost my mother 10 seconds later. Mr. Jar Jar Binks opens new clothing store in India. This photo looks all too familiar. Feel the sand under your butt? It feels cool and soft. Knowing some kid has to abandon you when the
No, it does not.
teacher asks for strong men to help her carry some chairs. Luke, did I ever tell you about Ahsoka Tano? And she
Oh
was a
my
good
fucking
friend.
god.
Cookies by Misa.
Why has it only got a 4.8 rating? I'd come here, give it a 5 stars, even if it sucked. How to tell if you're dating a Skywalker? Watch out for those men, and not just those men, but those women, and children too. This is where the fun begins. Thank you for making my life beautiful. I'm just a movie, bro. When Darth Vader cracks an awkward dad joke. Star Wars fans, Jurassic Park fans, Indiana Jones fans, E.T. fans, Harry Potter fans, Jaws fans. John Williams being the best composer.
Nah. Sorry, dude, not even close.
This picture cracks me up. It's like they had a photographer take an impromptu picture for the Empire Christmas card, and Palpatine was annoyed that he was interrupted from his busy schedule, whereas Vader looks like a 5-year-old that was pressured to stand still, or else he won't get ice cream afterwards. Over here is a female moose,
Actually,
a
yeah.
moosetti, a moostress. Screw the Han Solo single. I want the adventures of Obi-Wan Kenobi, misidentifying creatures across the galaxy. That just gave me a really good idea.
That could be some good shit, yeah.
Imagine you have like a National Geographic, but for different planets, and it's like a vlog, like a vlog style. I know the memes and jokes have all come and gone, but what was up with this guy? He's the perfect example of a missed opportunity. A lone champion among an army of mindless drones, and one of the few blokes in the entire sequel series.
I mean,
to
that
actually
entire
give the heroes
trilogy
meaningful
is
pause. The camera treated him like
example
a
of a
boss.
missed
He fought like a
opportunity.
boss, and in the end, he only died due to messed up circumstances out of his control. The audience in my theater actually booed when he got whacked because we knew that the show writers had done this virtuous warrior dirty. He had charisma, he had grief, and he had beef, which is more than what every other character in the First Order had. In the end, I guess he was just too cool to live. He had to go. Lest a supernova outshine the stars. The Mario Lorian, Nintendo-inspired concept. It's beautiful. I've looked at this for 5 hours. The
What
Sith
the
Army Knight.
fuck?
Would you use this? I think I'd use this. This would be way better than the standard lightsaber. Dad doesn't want to buy dog. I loved this game growing up. Family buys dog anyway. Dad and dog. BB-8 when upset. Frantic beeps and boops. R2-D2 when upset. Sweet. Translation. Oh me, oh my, oh dear, oh no. R2-D2. Fah!
Meanwhile, Chopper when upset.
I'm going to regret this, but do you know Ray? Thank God for Hayden. It actually wasn't George's idea to have Anakin end the younglings. I just showed up on set one day and started to whack those little idiots. Turns out, George was filming the whole time. You're looking at Saturn's moon,
Honestly,
Deimos,
based.
whose enormous crater, Herschel, makes it a dead ringer for a defunct, rusted over Death Star. Thinking about the funniest line from Clone Wars. That sounds like terrorism, Anakin. Look, I'm just saying that it's not complete.
Okay. I don't even remember, but yeah, it is. It is a good one.
Out of the realm of possibility for Palpatine to have made Vader attend state dinners. And it's also not completely out of the realm of possibility for Leia to have been brought to one of those state dinners. And since both Leia and Vader are possessed of the peculiar ability to engender absolute rage in anyone that talks to them, it is in fact more than possible that they ended up in the most stupid, useless of staring contests at least once. Extremely poor artist's rendition.
You know what? True. Okay, well, this was some good stuff. Right. Yeah. I also had a internet historian video lined up, and then we will have to figure out what to do next. Right? Let's see what this is about. Actually, give me a sec. I need to check something. Okay. Alright. Now let me put my windows back in order. So, weapons. I don't know, I just saw people reacting to this one and I was like, hey, that can be fun.
Weapons. Weapons. Am I good with a weapon? Yes. Am I carrying weapons on me? Always. Pistols at sunset, the bullets don't reach that far. Aha, check out this weapon I just made. Stay still.
Nice.
Predator missiles? They're working in league with the torpedoes. Tactical airstrike? Why, what's air supposed to do? All this and more on this episode of In the Battlefield. Get it? Sorry if I sound weird. It's because I went to the Asian supermarket today.
Yeah?
Because we bought some AstroTurf.
Fake grass.
Yeah, I didn't want to take care of it, so we AstroTurfed some of the backyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like shit. Anyway, the neighbor's cat has started shitting on the AstroTurf. What am I gonna? I can't just kill the neighbor's cat. I don't think I can get away with that. I didn't want to get into it with the neighbors either. Excuse me, do you know you've got a cat and it shits on like?
You can't police a cat in the same way that you can a dog.
That's right.
Cats are a law unto themselves.
So I went to the Chinese supermarket, right? Because obviously the thing to do is to buy about 3 liters of chili oil and then fill a weed sprayer with it and then just start spraying the whole garden in chili oil to the point where it just kind of turns red. And then it starts trying to take a shit, and then it goes, oh god.
It turns the grass red, or it turns the shit red, and you're hoping...
Okay,
to
so we are
just
starting with
scare
war
the cat.
crimes.
Oh, something's going wrong here.
I need to talk to a doctor. So, you know, the grass is looking a lot redder than it usually does.
Wait, this is the AstroTurf. So
Yeah.
you've essentially just dyed fake grass red.
Yeah, pretty much. And, you know, the whole place reeks of chili oil. And if the cat shits there anyway, then, boy, is he going to have won this war.
Could you not have just let the shitting continue and...
No, it's an outrageous amount of shit. He's taking like 3 shits a day. Like, he doesn't even keep it to the sort of back of the property where you wouldn't notice it. It's like right on the front. That's the first thing a guest would see. And then we've got a cat. And so people think, oh, you guys are just fucking dirty. Why don't you clean up after yourself? No, you don't. Yeah, so anyway, that's the reason I went to the Asian supermarket. And
That's a
while
way
I
to
was
start a
there, There
video.
was some sour candy.
Ooh.
That's the full story of why I'm eating sour candy. So you've seen the gay bomb, right?
I've heard of it. I'm fascinated by it naturally because it was theoretical, right?
Yes.
I love that Simon Fisher has put a rainbow.
I think
gay
the
bomb.
chief idea behind it was, okay, you make your enemy uninhibited and extremely aroused, and then they are more likely in a non-combat situation to start doing it with each other. It wouldn't work in a fight. No one's going to go, oh, I'm just too horny to fight, and they just start running at their own men in the other
Well,
direction.
that is
But
an
maybe it's a
interesting fucking
permanent
idea, then.
change. You've got your wife back home and your kids. What if you come home gay? Sorry, honey. I gotta be my true self now.
This might really backfire because it might make the opposing army like even more bonded with one another. Because now they're just like, I gotta save my
Yes.
dude because like he's great. I love him. I'm just thinking now of this like super elite gay army.
It's just you and me.
So, Alexander the Great's army?
Skin on skin. Stripped to the waist.
That are just so loyal to one another that they are unstoppable.
Just like rolling in rainbow camouflage. Everybody's just like super afraid of them.
Well, about guns? Have you ever fired a gun?
Yeah, only a rifle. Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat.
When I was in America, I made a beeline for the gun range.
Yeah?
Went full hog. I wanted to see what it was like. And it
Yeah.
turns out, it really made me feel like a man.
People do say that, though, a bit dismissively, but there must be something absolutely instinctual about holding a weapon. You'll sort of notice it if you ever go for a hike and you pick up a stick that just feels really well weighted to hold and you could use it like a weapon. I do find myself like naturally carrying that around and just sort of feeling good about it.
Yeah, it's the ultimate tool.
Yeah, I bet there's something about that. In the past, the ones that pick up a pretty good stick and just walk around with it survive a lot more.
Absolutely.
They're so loud, though.
Oh, God.
I can't stand how loud they are. Oh, silencers are banned in most states, I think. And it seems to me
Damn.
like the reason that legislation has
sucks.
come into place is because everybody watches the movies and thinks that a gun with a silencer on it sounds like...
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's in Hitman, but it's actually just there so you don't go fucking deaf.
Yeah.
It's still really
so
loud. I suppose you wouldn't be able to recognize that sound so regularly.
No. Can you silence a shotgun? Oh, you can. Actually, adds a degree of style to it. The silencer is a bit like adding a mustache to a gun.
Yeah, it
Control.
does make it look a lot cooler. You gotta admit
Self-control.
that much. Like,
Oh,
that
definitely.
lame.
Oh.
Hey, that's like immediately cool. Dun, dun, dun. Like, I even think he becomes more handsome
Yeah, look.
between shots, you
Ooh.
know?
I mean, that's probably because of earphones, or not phones, but muffs, I guess, in this case. Still, you get the idea.
Again, I'm going to close my eyes and just... This is welcome to America's favourite game show. Silenced or unsilenced. Alright. Well, I was definitely silenced. Ooh, it sounded like no, but I couldn't really tell.
Okay, how about this one?
That is definitely not silenced. That is full hog.
Interesting.
Silenced.
Okay, all four of those were silenced.
Ah, you tricked me.
I did.
You correctly guessed that it was behind a pillow.
That's a bloody good one, isn't it? Because that wouldn't silence anything. I mean, it might make it quieter for the person who's getting shot. Why the hell else would that work?
I'm just going to put the pillow on so it doesn't hurt your ears.
Thank you. Pillow silencer.
120.7.
I like the idea that off screen it's just like someone tied to a chair.
Yes.
So now we'll use the pillow. All right, Jerry.
Jerry? So he's got tied up.
Yeah.
What's the deal with airplane peanuts?
Oh, yeah.
But it only went up to 102 decibels. 120.7.
CNN goes fully semi-auto.
This is the AR-15.
Right. A lot of people will buy this just because it's cool.
Why else would you buy a gun?
Is it illegal to look cool now? Is that what they're saying?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I really dislike the sort of moralistic tone there of just like, some people just buy this gun to be cool. Yeah, of course.
Isn't that the reason for half the things we do? You buy a slightly
Yep.
nicer car, or you cut your hair a certain way.
Did you just get that haircut to look cool? Yeah, man. Fuck off.
The defining characteristic of the AR-15 is the speed and power of the bullet.
That whole defining feature of the bullet is that they go
Okay.
fast and are powerful.
Yeah, well, it's no good if it bounces right off you. I do like, who fired this bullet? Like, what the hell happened here?
That looks like a
Them.
classic, like GoldenEye N64
Okay.
bullet hole as well. It's classic.
You fire too many and these ones start disappearing. Alright, ordinary things. Let's do gun lessons from people who also don't know much about guns, but I know a little bit. Do you know what the difference is between automatic, semi-automatic, pump action?
Pump action is the one where you've got to sort of like jerk the gun off before it'll fire again.
Yep.
Semi-automatic's more like do-do, do-do, do-do.
Yeah, one trigger pull, one bullet.
An automatic is like
Yeah, you hold it down and it goes all over the place.
If I wanted to fire this on full semi-automatic, all I do is keep firing. Now, I won't probably...
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Quick
That-
translate that.
How do they both look like Tim Cook? He looks like Tim Cook and Mike Pence had a baby.
That's sweet. I don't like the way I can see the outline of his nipples through his shirt. I kind of feel like for the news, just wear, like, I don't...
Do Do you find it erotic? Can you not focus?
Yeah.
I mean, I would start for the news, don't be an idiot, but I guess that just doesn't happen at
What I
all.
find distracting is that one seems much lower than the other.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's a weapon designed to inflict maximum damage.
It's a weapon.
It's a gun. When I was a kid, there was this brand of sour candy called Toxic Waste. Do you get that in Australia?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Came in the little tub. I love that stuff.
Oh, man. I've been addicted to sour candy since I can remember. And of course, you know, the more that you're told that you're not allowed something, the more alluring it becomes. I was about 5, 6. I'd sneak some change from the kitchen counter. I would take a bit of a side route on the way home and go to the old dairy. And sometimes they
Okay,
would have
that
this
sounds so
sour candy,
familiar.
and it was 5 cents a piece. And I'd go in there and I'd buy like $1's worth. I'd scoff it all down on the way home. One day, I got like $5 worth of coins. That gave you like 50 pieces.
That's a
and
lot.
50 pieces is way too many to finish by the time you get home. So I had like half a bag full. I'm going to have to hide this somehow. I'll just hide it under my shirt. And I walked into the house thinking no one's going to be the wiser. And my sister, the
I just love how he has a fucking backpack in that edit. But yeah, like under the shirt, sure.
first thing she saw, she's like, "What's under your shirt?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." And I go running to my room. And maybe it was my mom or my dad. I don't know. They come running after. They go, "What is that? What do you got? What do you got?" I then like ran out, and then I just ran to the neighbors. It was like being caught with drugs. And I knew this neighbor kid, and I was like, "You got to take this. You got to take this." And he takes it, and he hides it under the cushions and the couch in the lounge. And then I walk out the door of the neighbor's place. Nothing. It wasn't anything.
Still sweating from the sour candy as well. When I was a kid, my contraband was violent horror movies and such.
Oh, no.
And I remember one time my dad drove me to a sleepover, and I wanted to bring some horror movies that I had squirreled away in my room.
This is great. Your mum's cleaning your room, and she like looks under your bed instead of
Yeah,
like
like,
porno mags.
just
It's
a backpack now.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, in
and-
fact, that did eventually happen. And I got given a stern talking to.
All right, the ordinary things. Let me tell you all about the birds and bees.
Oh, gee, Pa.
I was a kid, my contraband was contrabanding myself back home from school early to play some video games. And look where I ended up.
Oh, shucks. I don't know nothing about all that business.
Then you take her boyfriend's face and you put it on your face, and that's when you run into the room.
Possibly inspired by watching Midnight Express, I like got the DVDs and like taped them to my torso.
Never even
under
heard
my
about that
t-shirt,
one.
And I was just sat next to my dad on the drive there.
So did he get caught?
No, I didn't. But
Oh, what? Isn't there a big square out?
He didn't. That was just trying not to laugh the entire way.
Line on your shirt?
I think I put a jumper on as well. If I recall, actually, I remember my dad saying, like, aren't you warm in that? I think it was summer and already sweating. What if he catches me with Kill Bill Volume 2 under my shirt?
Dear. So did you watch the movie at the place?
So I don't think people were too impressed.
Right.
Do you want to watch this? Some guy gets his head cut off. No, man. Like, just want to talk about girls and stuff.
We're just trying to have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, I was hoping I could ruin all your nights.
Okay, now
Get
this
a
looks
fake foot,
promising.
They lose it in a...
Bar brawl of some kind.
Yeah, exactly. So they give you a fake foot. So what would you do if you could have like any sort of fake foot become a weapon? What would the weapon be?
Well, how about it looks like a normal foot, but then I take it off and it's just like one big titanium spike.
Yeah.
You could like twist it off and replace it with other things like a snooker cue or one of those like grabbers.
Okay. So
Okay,
isn't
this
really-
part looks promising, but like, prosthetic butt. Okay, I would play that. No, but I mean, just go with like that chick from Kingsman? No?
weapon. This is a multi-tool.
Yeah, I think so.
That
I
should
want like
look
a Swiss
mean.
Army foot.
Yeah, a multi-tool, multi-foot.
That would be quite good. You're caught in the wilderness or whatever, and then you've just got a whole bunch of tools in there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, no problem. Let me start a fight. I would probably have, it would be a gun, for sure.
This is when you're in the woods, is it? Well, see, well, I'm next to you right now.
Yeah.
I've got my multi-tool, and I've just, like, twisted my axe attachment on, and I'm just, like, kicking wood. I'm kicking trees down.
Yeah, I'll shoot you, and then I'll take your multi-tool.
You won't have the Misty Beer.
Yeah, you've got it like a key.
Exactly.
That'll click out of one.
The one of them is like a wheel powered by an engine that if I just balance on that one wheel, I can like go around like Rosie in the Jetsons.
Oh shit, that would be good. Like those wheelie shoes, but it's diesel.
Yeah. As someone who's completely normal and well-adjusted, I have thought about if you were to kill someone, like what would be the best way to get away with it.
Yeah.
People could have these elaborate plans of kill him and I'll like burn the body in the bath. Nah. The best way is just to find them on the street, let off 2 rounds, and just walk away, hood up.
Yeah.
No fuss, no muss.
I think you're right. Right. Let's play.
I think there was a guy not too long ago that tried that and it didn't quite work out for him.
Plan a murder.
Brilliant.
Because I don't understand how it's done in the modern day and someone gets away with it.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm trying to kill you, right?
Cool. Yeah.
So first I have to find your address. I'd have to go to England. So now there's records of me searching your address. There's records of me being in the country. I then have to get to your place. I rent a car or I take...
It is a fucking VPN ad.
Taken Uber, and then all along that route are cameras that are tracking the license plate of the car I'm in. And I've got a phone on me, and that's being constantly picked up on every cell tower.
Yeah, the first thing you want to do is leave your phone at home. If you're Ubering to your murder, I think, like...
Let's say I Uber within 5 kilometers of your place, and then I just start walking to your place. The whole route is going to have cameras along it. I get to your place, and what do? I knock on the door, and then you answer it, and then I have to go like bang. Everybody sees.
Look at this dude.
No, okay. Nope. That means I need to break into your place. What do you do from there? This is becoming so difficult.
I say you got to smash the window in and make it look like a robbery gone wrong.
Bang. On the way out, I steal the DVDs real quick and just put them in my shirt. Then I guess you just sort of take off running. It'll still be a robbery gone wrong. And so they'll still start tracking these cameras.
Yeah.
They'll just start following the line.
We got him.
That's why you make it look like
I think
suicide.
you've too much faith in the CCTV system. I think it is quite fallible. They're not everywhere.
Right. Anyway, point is, it's impossible ordinary things. It cannot be done.
I just think, if aliens are real, that just completely changes the way everyone sees the world. It'd be amazing.
Maybe. What do you reckon the alien weapon would be?
Well, the anal probe is the classic. When combined with the gay bomb, it stops being a weapon.
That's not a weapon, that's just for fun.
It's not a weapon. It's a
Oh, sorry. Science.
medical analytical tool.
That's a good point.
Do you reckon they clean the probe between analyzing humans?
Depends what the aliens are doing with the probing. Are they just measuring butthole circumference for their files?
Yeah, what could be done there that wouldn't just be easily done with some sort of alien pill or an X-ray? I reckon they pull out that probe, go, this is fucking disgusting, and then they just shoot everyone up the airlock. They go, another one.
They're all gross.
This is gross every time.
I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. This is horrible.
You would think there would be just as much mouth probing as there would be.
Hopefully not with the same probe.
Okay, now this is more promising part. Nice armor.
If you were going into a medieval battle, what's your choice? They're all on a wall. Which do you pick? Which way, Western man?
I've heard a scythe is pretty useless in battle.
A mace, though. I think a mace is good stuff.
Right.
Like, it can bludgeon, it's sharp, it's easy to use.
I don't particularly want any of these, to be honest.
That's picky. Wouldn't go with the scythe. Actually, not here for the battle. Just the battlefield is just in need of a bit of a trim.
So if I could have any weapon, it would just be like this.
Sword and shield. I mean, it's a classic for a reason.
I mean, spear is reasonable.
Right?
Okay.
So I've got the spear, you've got the shield and sword. Who do you
Better
reckon
yet,
wins?
bollocks, halberd,
I've got to bide my
whatever.
time and get you to stick the spear into the shield, and then I'm just cutting your spear in half, and you're done.
I don't think you're
Yeah, that might not be so easy.
blocking anything with that shield.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, I think I'm poking at you, and you're moving your shield around, and then I managed to get just a little bit behind your shield at one point, and then I just press in.
You can't get my fingers, though. That's cheating. That's not fair.
Let's see, like, spear versus sword.
Spear versus sword. Brilliant.
We can put some money on it.
All right. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, he's sticking him. He's gonna try and stick him good.
I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
I like the spin technique, like so you don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, the charge is the thing. As soon as the spear guy has...
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Got you to stop within spear distance.
Yes.
It's game over. Spear wins. The key is not to be spooked by the spear.
Yeah, don't fear the spear.
Charge in like a
Yeah, just run right into it.
motherfucker.
That will
He's
do.
half dressed like a bank robber and half dressed like a beekeeper.
Yeah, now that you've pointed that out, yeah. Give me all your bees. Where's the queen?
Fear the sting of Bee-Man.
Just back on maces, what do you think of this?
Morning Star.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that'd fuck you up pretty good.
You know what the problem is with this weapon?
I don't know what the problem is with this weapon and his idea, but what the fuck is the problem with that image?
It's
Looks
got so
fucking
many
terrible.
points, and they're like, if you hit someone right in the head with it in the heat of battle, it is liable to get stuck, and then you're in the situation where you're like trying to pull it out of someone's head, and then someone puts something in your head.
That'd be a bummer to clean too. Like, this thing would not go in the dishwasher very well at all. What's the, like, really weak version of this? Like, you could have this ball, but instead of spikes, you've got those, like, fingernail Cheetos. That'd be pretty good.
I'm trying to think of like a Nerf version of the Morning Star.
I like the idea of this. If it was much, much smaller, like the head was half the size of a golf ball, and it had these tiny little prongs, it would be exceptional for serving olives.
Yeah, that's true. I like
Yeah,
that.
Right?
Probably
You could take
would,
one
yeah.
of these, and then you just put like a dog too on it, and then you just chase people around the battlefield because no one wants to get the dog shit on them, you know?
That's true.
You'll be feared on the battlefield.
It's like when...
I mean, no one wants to get hit by mace either. Well, mace, Morning Star. Honestly, whatever the fuck, no one wants to get hit, so like...
prison.
What's your
Obviously,
point?
I'm not strong. I don't have the option of like going up to the biggest guy in there and punching them. That wouldn't go well.
No.
Your only other option is to just act like the craziest fucker possible. I have shit on a stick, utterly unpredictable, terrifying human being.
If you spill, you know... Why is this funny to me? If you spill your apple juice over the front of your shirt, can you just pop back to your cell and throw on another shirt?
Surely.
Or you're like, oh, that's my only one, and then you have to walk around as the guy with apple juice down the front of your shirt.
They must have
Now,
a
that
wardrobe.
is the
They must have a
question,
place where
huh?
they put their pants and socks and toothbrush shivs and all
Like,
sorts.
actually,
That's a
no
weapon.
idea.
The toothbrush shiv.
Prison shivs.
Is that like a little Derringer pistol? Sergeant Hal Birchfield.
Oh, everyone had those mustaches back in the... When are they coming back?
I can't really grow a mustache very well, so I'd be a bit upset if that happened.
Really?
I have a mustache,
Let
but
me-
it's a bit of a Howard Hughes sort of like pencil mustaches.
Hold on a minute. Let me have a look at this. Oh, yeah.
See what I mean? I've got what I like to call the anti-Hitler.
That's a
I
familiar
can't grow it in the
problem.
middle.
I don't know if this is racist.
Okay, continue.
Have you ever noticed how people from East...
I was always calling this Moses, so... Because, you know, it's parted.
Eastern Europe tend to have that sort of facial hair? The same sort of facial hair that you do?
To be honest, I can't say I have noticed that, but I'm willing to go ahead with it.
Serbian man.
All these men have thick mustaches, so I'm not sure your theory
Slavic
holds.
man. Yeah, no, it's all falling apart real quick.
I'm amazed that you've typed in Slavic man and none of them are squatting.
You know what? This theory sucks. These people will have regular moustaches. I don't know why you proposed it, to be honest. It's kind of racial and it's not true. While we're on racist things, I've got one more.
Go on. Yeah, please, continue.
Okay, that's always a good start.
Have you ever noticed that Asian people, when they park their car, always park their car backwards into the car space?
That... I cannot say that I've spent enough time observing other people parking, let
Here's
alone...
my experience, right? I live near a pretty Asian suburb. Right, I love it. I love going down there, shopping there all the time. Where you normally see people parking, they just, you know, drive forward, straight in. But for some reason, every time the local residents here park, they reverse in. And I'm thinking, like, is it something they are culturally taught that has some sort of advantage? Okay, in an emergency, you can drive out faster. Is that what it's about? Is it like...
I mean, you are just, like, looking forward and shit when you are driving out, whether it's emergency or not, so that's positive if you ask me.
Oh, I want to show off my car. Here, look at the front. Much nicer.
That's interesting. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it is representative of a culture that forward plans.
Ordinary things, bigot confirmed. If you're done with your racist tirade, ordinary things, I'd like to move back onto the topic at hand.
I do have an Asian
Just because you have an Asian
story.
friend does not make you not racist. Wait.
Have you ever been to Cambodia?
No, I haven't.
When I was there back in the day, I got in their taxi and the guy was like, "Oh, you're new here?" And I was like, "Yeah, obviously." And then he said, "Do you want to go to the firing range?" And I was like, "Yes." You can use a machine gun.
Reasonable
You
answer.
can use some handguns. I was like, "That's sick." And then he went up a level and was just like, "If you got $200 American, you can even fire a rocket launcher at a cow."
No way. You said yes, right?
That's a good fucking place.
I will admit that the option did intrigue me, but I was pretty broke back then, so and also it would have been a bit gross, and maybe I would have felt a bit ashamed of myself. Don't get me wrong, I went. I didn't use the rocket launcher, but I did hock a grenade, which was fun.
Cow killer confirmed. Yeah. Oh, you threw a grenade? What was that like?
Yeah, it was great.
Was it spooky?
I was scared. The guy, he could tell.
Oh god, this nervous Englishman is gonna drop it into his shoe or something.
I also saw the pen where they had all the sheep and cows.
Oh no, their little nervous faces. I'd be nervous that like the pin wouldn't want to come out that easily, and so I'd hold it in one hand and then pull the pin, but then I'd also pull the grenade out of my hand at the same time. Yeah. If you were to just play football with a grenade, would it ever explode as long as the pin didn't come out?
I think not, because the whole
Probably
point,
shouldn't.
if I recall, the pin is creating a chemical reaction with something like a piece of metal that something's connecting.
Yeah. Okay, I've got a better question. You pulled out the pin, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you would be capable of pulling that out with your teeth?
No.
Really?
It wasn't quite like a key of a car, but it was like there was a bit more of a mechanism to it. Yeah.
Interesting. Because I've seen that with, like, you know, there's Tom Cruise at the end of that movie that's on the screen right now, and he's got like a mouthful of grenade pins at the end. And he's, I've defeated the big bad. And I was always wondering, like, oh, I bet that's not that easy to do.
They are amazing.
I didn't realize you had the expertise.
If I'm completely honest, I didn't really feel like much of expertise. I could only afford one.
It's funny, the guy who's editing this, he's ex-army.
Oh, really?
So he's
Hey,
probably like
that's
laughing at
one
us
more
right
than
now.
me.
Because I'm sure he's got all sorts of experience with like grenades and tanks and shit.
Tanks? I'd like to drive a tank. That would, I mean, wherever lets me do that, that would be sweet.
You can't drive one over
Probably
a cow.
yes.
Would you go back to Cambodia now?
Yes, if only for the breakfast. The Cambodian breakfast is exceptional.
Really? Why?
It's like pork and rice, but my god, the pork is absolutely delicious. My core memory of the 3 weeks I spent there was just like getting up every morning and being like, another breakfast, please. Delicious. Yum, yum.
I gotta tell you, there's no breakfast food that I like. But in like Asian countries, it's like, what's for breakfast? Well, like duck and chili on rice with some green beans. Yeah, perfect.
No, that's some
You're
good
setting
shit.
yourself up for the morning. You should be loading up. The biggest meal of the day should be in the morning. That's when I start my morning. I have sausage, eggs, bacon, the whole 9 yards. I just get up and cram my little gullet with food.
I also wonder whether it's like the cuisine that is in Europe and in Western societies required so much preparation that there were only certain things that you could get done by breakfast time.
Yes, I think in other countries, it's someone's job to get up really early and cook for like everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're trying to say. It's that you didn't drive a tank in Cambodia because they park them all backwards.
No. Okay.
Excalibur, sword in the stone.
What's the one that's found in a lake with a lady?
That is also Excalibur.
And the sword in the stone is the sword in the stone. It's not fucking Excalibur.
I think one of the stories is that when King Arthur dies, he just like tosses it in a lake.
No man can pull the sword from this stone. These strong men come along and they're pulling at it and smudging up the handle. Up comes Arthur. Oh, please.
Oh, go on then, sir. Can I ever go on the swording the jig?
Oh, we'll all be laughing at you, kid, but go on. I guess he lubes it up and then he just pulls it
Yeah,
out.
it's easy for him. That's the idea, isn't it? That means he gets to be king, which is an interesting system of governance. I reckon we should go back to whoever's the strongest gets to be the leader.
I like that idea. Once in a while, I do see someone who's kind of weak and pathetic, and I think, why do you get to be in charge?
I think it should be whoever's the strongest or who's ever slept with the most women.
Hey, now you're thinking. But how would you prove that you would sleep with the most number of women in order to become the king?
I just like the idea that a guy would show up and just be like, yeah, I'm running for president, and here is a list of 50 women, you can call them up. Here's a few kids that look like me for proof.
Like a bad list of references.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, can I use you as a
that
reference?
is an interesting system.
What, are you running for presidency? Instead of having a sex
I'm not sure
scandal,
if it's a good one, but
like,
at this
turns
point, you
out
know.
he wasn't having that many affairs.
Might as well try.
Oh no, he was loyal to his wife.
Boo.
What's going on?
Get him out of there.
How hard is it to put a sword in a stone?
That's a really good point.
That would be much more difficult than pulling it out of the stone. So the guy who put it in there, that should be the guy who's the king. Okay, what else we got for mystical weapons? Poseidon has a trident.
Poseidon's trident, good one, yeah. So he can command the sea with that, can't he? He can like make the waves move, make the fish fuck each other, something like that.
If your trident controls
That's
the
an
ocean,
interesting
what's the point
set
of,
of
the pointy bit?
abilities.
Like, he's not using the trident as well as a weapon, right? Wait, what's the point of a trident?
That's a good point. Yeah, actually, what has a trident got to do with the sea?
What is a trident?
It's
is
like
it
for
used for catching
fishing?
fish?
I don't know.
I never thought about this. There's a three-pronged spear. It is used for spearfishing.
No way.
Okay.
I guess it does make sense. If you're like going at a school of fish, you want as many prongs as you can get.
Yeah. What you'd really want is a five-pronged spear, right? Because, see, this is 2D.
Explain why is 5 better than... No.
Okay, hold on. It goes down like that.
Yeah, I'm with you so far.
Now, if you've got a spear that goes like this, then, oh shit, I missed it. Or the fish was over here, and so I missed it. So what they're doing is they're making 2 more prongs.
Nice.
But that's only 2D. What you really want is 5, because...
Yeah, I mean, that is superior.
I mean, still, you can just make even more.
I think, in contrast to this extremely bloodthirsty and violent episode, we should walk through a meadow holding hands into the sunset.
Yeah, we'll do that for about 3 seconds until the editor gets bored. Yeah.
No, all right. Outro.
Right, first thing I'm going to do is fill in that mustache gap.
No, stop it.
I've got a permanent
Stop doing
marker in
that.
one hand, and I'm holding your head down with the other.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm hacking the mainframe, and I'm going to turn your webcam on.
No, don't.
Hey, everyone, he's a furry. He's wearing his fursuit now.
How about this, right? I'm going to be an unsuspecting victim, and you are going to be an assassin.
Brill. Okay.
And if you manage to kill me, then the episode ends. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep rambling.
Okay, well, I'm coming up behind you with a plastic bag, manhunt style.
Hey, you can't just walk into my house. I keep the door locked.
That's why I kicked it in with my muscles.
I heard that. Now I've run up to my panic room. I'm on the phone with the police.
Don't worry, the police are in my pocket.
Bribed the entire police.
It was easy. Now I'm going to put some C4 round the corners of your panic room, and I'm going to blow this bitch up. Button press.
I now open the door with my scythe, and I begin to sweep at your legs.
Ah!
Swish, swish. Now the hunter has become the hunted.
Get away. I'll swat your hand away and pull out a funky-looking knife.
Oh no, it's got dog do on the end of it.
Get away.
All right.
Get in your panic room.
I'm now running up the stairs and doing a very difficult action for the editor to keep up with.
Don't worry, I'll make it easier for you by flinging a shuriken into the back of your head.
Yeah, I like the idea that I'm running away, right? And mid-sentence...
We've got to end this episode.
Said
And
back
I'm going to
over
end
head.
it by ending you.
Okay.
I break down your door and I start throwing some shurikens at you.
Ah, too late. I have picked up a wooden table and thud, thud, thud,
Well, that's
thud.
okay, because that was just my distraction for my real plan, which is to feed you this delicious poisoned apple. You cannot resist its juicy goodness.
I already had breakfast.
Oh, what did you eat?
It was some duck, some chili, and some green beans from Cambodia.
God, that sounds absolutely delicious. I've really lost the appetite for murder. Would you instead like to hold hands and have a delicious Cambodian breakfast?
That sounds lovely. Maybe we could kill a cow as well, like you did in Cambodia.
That is not canon.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't a cow. Was it a child? A small Cambodian
Nah, it would make it
refugee.
better.
They had survived a much worse country and finally made it to Cambodia. The place where they could finally prosper, but then they ended up in a hole, receiving the bad end of a grenade from ordinary things.
This is rubbish. Let's try something else.
Yeah, everyone, Go to your computer right now. Type in tickets to Syria.
Comma.
What happens if I destroy my passport? How do I renounce my citizenship?
How to buy ammo on deep/dark web.
How to smuggle cash on plane.
Do X-rays detect LSD? They don't. Save you a Google there.
Wow.
That's quite a set.
What's like a shitty version of Pablo Escobar?
No outro this time. Video is over. Was there some weird recommended videos there? Which one do you want to watch?
Okay, Minecraft cancelled, new allegations. Horniest characters, that would be fun. Is Spider-Man actually illegal? Nah, this is kinda
We should watch one of my videos on the main channel. I like watching myself and listening to myself.
Yeah, me too. Is one of my videos in the recommended? No? That's fine. Doesn't matter.
No, I haven't watched your videos in ages. No. Is it just me? Or do you also have like tremendous contempt for the audience?
Hate them. Can't stand them.
Like I hate the fans.
They're the worst. I want to turn a weapon on them and then onto myself.
I just want to tell them, fuck off.
Oh no, the video's still going.
Someone just turned the lights off in the lounge. Quick, cause a distraction.
Quickly.
Uh-oh. Now the Spanish version of this same video has started playing. Wait, quick, what's the
Oh my
Spanish
god,
word
no.
for weapons?
Armas. Armas. Quesque armas.
Oh, I was about to do that.
Now I'm doing the
You stole my bed.
doing the Spanish intro, baby.
Okay, maybe something like, welcome to this Spanish version. It is exactly the same content. Instead, it is a lot sexier. A beautiful weather woman has entered the room, and we shall make
Okay,
sweet
this
music together.
this does seem more like it.
Bing, 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 bing. And then we just like clicking on the maracas. Fuck, this is gonna be a 10-minute outro.
And then I drown myself in the toilet.
Yes.
Hitman style.
Alright, bye, ordinary thing.
Right. That was a lot. Not much about weapons though. Like, if we're being real. Okay, this I will check out on my own first. Now, let's see if there's anything good in recommendations. I mean, there is always daily dose. History memes, I don't know, man. Like, tried some, but it always ends up kinda boring. Embarrassing royal death. Okay, now that sounds fun. In fact, we are starting with that. Now, what else, what else? Okay, fuck it, let's check back later. So, okay, hang on. Alright, so, put this here. The most embarrassing royal deaths in history. Now, I, like, off the top of my head, I only know that the guy that died in a tournament because he was using an army and, like, it got opened up or something and he got stabbed in the face. I don't even know if that's embarrassing at all.
Embarrassing royal deaths. This is Louis III, and this is his dad, Louis II, King of West Francia, also known as the
Already
Kingdom of the
embarrassing.
Franks. Hey Frank. Hey Frank. Louis II here is renowned for being a very peaceful and very loving ruler for his very short 2-year reign between the years of 877 and 879.
Well,
And now,
that's an
he's
oopsie.
dead, which is even more peaceful. Now, Louis III is the king-to-be at the ripe old age of 16. But since his parents married in secret before he was slopped out, his claim to the throne is being questioned. Now, in order to keep things civil, Louis had struck a deal with his younger brother to rule together. With that agreement, West Francia was split in two. Okay, this is my house.
That's
and
always a
there's
good
yours.
start.
Fine by me. My side has the Xbox. Louis III got the north, and his brother, Carloman II, got the south. Together, the two brothers fought off any would-be usurpers from East Francia who contested their reign. Battles were fought for over a year with some back and forth, but ultimately ended in a loss, and a portion of their kingdom was ceded to the east. But while East Francia celebrated its victory, a distant threat loomed over the horizon. Those dang Vikings were showing up in 881 and began to pillage the village and plunder asunder. However, East Francia, still riding their high, managed to kick the Vikings' shit in. Not wanting to sail their ships home in shame, the Vikings instead tried their luck with West Francia. Bad move. They would soon learn that two kings were better than Vikings. Louis and Carloman went on the offensive and took the invaders by surprise. Together, the brother armies slaughtered the Vikings, cutting down around 9,000 men in the clash. This victory was absolutely huge for the two young monarchs, who were praised by both Western and Eastern Frankish kingdoms. Now keep in mind that both kings were teenagers, so the ego trip was insane. That being the case, Louis took to finding himself a queen, as to produce an heir and to cement his legacy. Louis decided to pursue love in 882 and ended up quite literally pursuing a potential partner. In a bout of hopefully consensual horseplay, the young maiden fled from the eager monarch on horseback to her father's house.
Why are you running?
Louis, very calmly hunting down his love interest, ended up completely conking his dome on the top of a low doorway. That's certainly one way to get head. And since he had yet to sow his seed, his younger brother was left to rule on his own. Well, he died 2 years later after being accidentally stabbed by his servant during a hunting trip. Bummer. It's stories like this that make you realize just how stupidly fragile we all are. Just like that, a family lineage is cut short. Imagine if your great-great-great-great-grandmother fell in the shower, completely erasing the possibility of your existence. Poor guy probably didn't even know who she was.
So real.
Little Basil I was quite the inspirational success story. Born into a dirt-poor Armenian family in the Byzantine province of Macedonia way back in 811, baby Basil had quite the social in the Byzantine province of Macedonia way back in 811, baby Basil had quite the social ladder to climb. But such a challenge was deemed necessary as he was determined to dodge his destitute destiny.
Why is he
and his family
yellow?
were captured by Bulgarians when he was just 2. Luckily, Basil was able to escape his captors. Just took 23 years. He sought to live out his newfound freedom and fled to Constantinople, which is not yet Istanbul. Possessing incredible strength and an uncanny ability to roll 20s on any and all charisma checks, Basil made leaps and bounds up that social ladder. He began working as a lowly stable boy, got promoted to servant under a relative of the emperor, met a wealthy cougar noblewoman who just threw money at him, dabbled in sweaty, slippery wrestling, and then took on a gig as a bodyguard for Supreme Empire King Emperor guy Michael III. Now, you'd figure that being a bodyguard to the Emperor would be a great place to coast until retirement, but Basil was just getting started. He managed to gain the utmost trust of the Emperor, even being formally adopted as a son. And taking advantage of this, Emperor Mikey had been convinced by Basil that his own uncle was secretly plotting to take the throne, so he gave Basil permission to address the issue. He did. This false act of loyalty resulted in the Emperor crowning Basil as co-emperor, which was not his best move. You see, Emperor Michael III wasn't very good in his decision-making, which is probably why the public didn't favor him all that much. Basil had one last obstacle in the way of the crown, his newly adoptive dad. But that's nothing a quick swipe of a sword can't fix. Basil dropped the "co" in his title and was now the full-fledged emperor of the Byzantine Empire in 867. Despite having 0 qualifications for the job, Basil's establishment of the Macedonian dynasty brought the Byzantine Empire into a golden age, with various military victories, large-scale construction, and significant cultural and legal reforms.
Okay, that was slightly unexpected.
Murder, you're always going to be looking over your shoulder for the next person trying to do the same thing to you. Now, I'm not going to question the logistics of it, but during a routine hunting trip in 886, the now elderly Basil managed to get his belt stuck in a deer's antlers. Yeah, I don't know. The animal went wild, as animals tend to do, dragging Basil across the Windows XP default landscape for 16 whole miles. That's at least 2 kilometers.
No, that's a strong fucking
deer.
deer.
The Emperor free, but the damage was done. Although somehow still alive, the Emperor sustained tremendous injury. The servant, still brandishing his iconic belt-cutting knife, was accused of attempted murder and was sentenced to death. Wait, what? Emperor Basil I died a bit later from his infected wounds.
Okay.
Old Edmund Ironside was king of England for a whole 7 months in 1016 after his rad dad Athelred II died under unknown circumstances. Poor Edmund rose to power at a pretty bad time. Those gosh damn Vikings were gaining a foothold in England, and they needed a stern talking to at the very least. Not just any Vikings though, these were Danish Vikings, which were much more formidable, flaky, and flavorful. The 26-year-old king fought back hard against the Viking invaders, throwing whatever English forces he could at them, and saw quite a few victories, granting the king the nickname Ironside for his resilience. But even though he won a few battles, he had yet to win the war. The final conflict, the Battle of Asandin, near modern-day Essex, ended in Danish victory, where there was much rejoicing and many crumbs. Following this English loss, a treaty was signed by King Edmund and Viking King Canute. Canute, being a real Canunt, agreed to allow Edmund to continue his reign, but only with the control of Wessex, the heart of Anglo-Saxon England. All English land north of the River Thames was now under Danish control. Now, there was a special stipulation that stated whichever king died first, the other shall inherit the whole country. That sounds like great motivation for assassination plots. Lo and behold, just 1 month later in October of 1016, Edmund Ironside met with a terrible fate. While sitting on his second most important throne, an assailant was assigned to assassinate the king's ass. Yep, old Ironsides caught a blade between his cheeks when he was at his most vulnerable. According to some historical sources, an assassin hid under the king's private turlet, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Edmund, as planned, died of his wounds, granting King Canute full control over England, which he ruled for 2 decades. Being the youngest son of 4 to William the Conqueror, Henry I didn't even have a chance of becoming a Burger King, let alone any kind of respected monarch. When Daddy William logged off the server in 1087, the late king's possessions were divided as such. His eldest son, Robert, inherited Normandy and was made duke. His second son, Richard, got nothing. He was dead. From a hunting accident, no less. His third and favorite son, William, inherited the crown of England and was begrudgingly promoted to King William II overnight. I say begrudgingly because it is believed that William II would have preferred to inherit Normandy. Oh well. Finally, little Henry was given lots of money and a tiny bit of English countryside. But that was immediately yoinked by his now king brother, which never caused any internal resentment in the coming years. Now, some historians believe that King William 2.0 didn't care much for his new majestic role, and as a means of escape from his kingly duties, he frequently went on hunting trips. You can probably see where this is going.
Yeah, it just might
William,
be.
who wasn't much of an adventurer, took an arrow in the chest. Now, since lungs aren't where arrows are usually stored, William quivered in pain as the arrow knocked the wind out of him, and he drew his last breath shortly after. Yeah, hunting trips are lethal to nobility. Of course, some historical speculations suggest that the friendly fire may not have been so friendly. It is possible that the fiasco was a plot concocted by Henry to seize the crown. After hearing of his older brother's demise through his own ear holes, Henry speed ran to the royal treasury and no-clipped to the crown to claim the throne for himself, which certainly didn't help dispel the rumors of foul play. Now, the public wasn't exactly against what had happened, as King William II was a bit of a dick. As the new head honcho, King Henry I immediately began a rollback on many of his late brother's brutal policies, replacing them with much more successful judicial and financial reforms.
Oh, okay, that's a
Being the
lot.
most educated of the 4 brothers, Henry peacefully ruled England and progressed the kingdom during his reign. Sure, he also invaded Normandy and held his last brother prisoner for life, but that's beside the point. Henry eventually
why
married a
not?
Scottish princess and had himself 2 legitimate children that he loved very much, and dozens of illegitimate little crotch goblins whom he didn't.
Daddy, I want a popsicle.
Now, of course, there has to be a
What
little bit of
the
conflict sprinkled
fuck?
in, so his son and only heir got caught up in the White Ship disaster of 1120, which was a titanic tragedy. The titular White Ship, a vessel transporting around 300 people, including many nobles, struck a big old boulder and sank in the English Channel. Only one soul survived, but it wasn't the prince, so who cares? This sent Henry into a depressive spiral, as many of his subjects refused to recognize his daughter as a rightful heir to the crown. A woman ruling? Ugh, gross, said the English. In his sad state, Henry cheered himself up the only way a king knows how, with a good old-fashioned hunting trip. But on this trip, Henry gorged himself on lamprey. You know, those weird little wiggly sucking teeth fish? Yeah, apparently those were a delicacy. Despite numerous warnings from his physician to cut it out, Henry continued to chew through the little suckers like candy. Your Majesty, that's a bit much, isn't it? King Henry I contracted food poisoning and died from the illness a week later in 1135 at the age of 66.
You know, ESL and all, but is contracted food poisoning? Is that how it works?
Bringing an end to the Norman dynasty. King Charles II was an asshole, which is why history remembers him as Charles the Bad. Having been born and raised in France and descending from a line
I
of
feel
French
like that
rulers,
happens a lot.
Charles felt destined to be the big baguette in charge one day, and when his mother, who was the only daughter of former King Louis X of France, faded from existence, Charles received his inheritance, the paltry kingdom of Navarre, a pathetic spit of land in northern modern-day Spain. This sad excuse for a kingdom was an insult to his name. An insult?
Yeah.
Never forget.
Not a lot.
Although now a king at the age of 17, Charles continued to spend his time in France, hoping to build enough influence to gain recognition for his claim to the crown. But he wasn't successful. He would spend the next several decades double-crossing, manipulating, and backstabbing his way through life, pitting England and France against each other during the 100 Years' War. He had deceived, murdered,
Does
and
I
betrayed for
need
the sake of
any
gaining power.
bitten?
He eventually helped spark a revolution in France. No, not the French Revolution. That's not for a while. This uprising was the Jacquerie, a peasant rebellion in 1358 against French nobles. Charles led a suppressive force against the peasants to appear to be the savior of France, but everyone saw right through the ruse. After that publicity stunt, Charles lost almost all political support in France and had to turn to England for help. He ended up pleading with English King Dude Guy Edward III to invade the weakened France and divide the spoils between them, but King Edward was all, no. The king had zero trust for Charles and refused the offer, eventually making peace with France. For now. A few years later, Charles was back on his bullshit, throwing himself in wars and declaring loyalty to both sides in exchange for gaining land and power. He would just favor whichever side was winning. He did get involved in the Spanish Wars between 1365 and 1368, but faked his own kidnapping in order to avoid participating in battle. And that stunt was instantly recognized as cowardice, making Charles a laughingstock of Western Europe. Finally, in 1378, the annoying little fly that was Charlie II was finally swatted. His tiny kingdom was invaded by Spanish forces and promptly wiped out. Charles sought refuge in France and was forced to surrender in shame. Although he retained his crown, he had no power whatsoever.
Okay, so
9
when
years
does
later,
it get
in
embarrassing?
1387, Charles the Bad fell ill and was pretty much immobile. His doctor prescribed that his body be wrapped in alcohol-soaked linen sheets, and these sheets were sewn around his body each night to promote any healing. Well, one night when finishing up her king sewing duties, a maid had no scissors to cut the last thread of the linen. There were no blades to be found that could finish the job. So, what do you think she did?
Candle?
Time's
Okay,
up.
candle.
The correct answer was B. In a moment of completely terrible judgment, the young maid resorted to using an open flame candle to melt the thread off.
Good idea, honestly.
Charles II, who wanted to be a French king so bad, was promptly flambéed in his bed as the maid panicked and fled. Henry
That's a
II of
bad way to
France was
go.
a decent king between the years of 1547 up until his death in 1559.
I think this one might be the one I mentioned.
Nothing spectacular, but decent. He's remembered as an advocate for keeping the Catholic
Not
faith
sure.
in France and suppressing them smelly Protestants. He had quite a few either burned at the stake for heresy or had their tongues cut out so they couldn't talk trash about Catholicism. Perhaps his bigger claim to fame, though, was his participation in ending the Italian Wars, which waged across 65 years. With the signing of the Treaty of Cato Cambyses, the deadly wars were finally at an end, and there was much rejoicing. One particular event of celebration was conducted by our subject, King Henry II. To commemorate the end of the wars, as well as his daughter's marriage to King Philip II of Spain, Henry held a jousting tournament. You know, that silly medieval sport where two men hold long wooden poles on horseback and just charge at each other trying to knock the other off? Yeah, I don't get it either, but hey, it's...
Hey, the fuck do you mean you don't get it? What the fuck is there not to like?
way more entertaining than baseball. Anyway, King Henry II held the tournament on June 30th, 1559 and took it upon himself to participate as a challenger. Perhaps the last bad decision of his life.
See, this helmet would actually work.
Set against his own captain of the King's Guard, the two set off to consensually jab their long sticks into each other. With the ASMR pleasures of a wooden crunch, the captain's lance hit its target and shattered upon impact, as they're designed to do. Problem was, some of the splintered wood decided to nuzzle itself right into the king's eyeball for warmth. Oh my god, okay, I'm sorry, you're fine, you're okay. Royal surgeons raced to the king's aid, but were unable to treat the wound. He's gonna be okay, right, Doc? Tough to say. Problem seems to be this big old piece of wood here. I highly recommend he rest up for a few days and we'll see what happens. Are you gonna remove the wood? I'm sorry, I was unaware that you were the royal surgeon. The medics failed to properly treat the king's wounds, which only got worse over the next few days, leading to severe infection. I may have been wrong. King Henry II splintered off from this world on June 10th, 1559. What a bunch of silly stuff, right? I have more ridiculous royal deaths on the list, so if you do want a part 2, let me know in the comments. Here's some more videos to watch. I think you'll like this one. I'll see you over there.
I don't know, man. This was less ridiculous than one would expect, I feel. Oh, look, it's my wad. Okay. Banned foods by Salmonella. What could go wrong with that? How to make something funny by casually explained. I might need that one. Okay, well. Yeah. Let me just check. Yeah, that will probably be enough for today. So let's start with how to make something funny and then try to apply the knowledge.
While comedy is essentially anything that makes you laugh, that itself can come in many forms and genres ranging from stand-up to talk shows to films, all the way to inside jokes you have with your friends. But with all these different mediums where we consume comedy, very few people have ever tried to create something funny themselves, and if you ever do, you realize it's very, very hard. None of your ideas are original, none of your sentences are interesting, and whenever you think you have at least something funny, when you say it out loud you get flashbacks to Hamlet in high school English. Even if you wake up in the morning and decide you're going to become funny by learning the rules of comedy, that ends up being about as useful as deciding to become good at math by remembering the numbers. In reality, the way that funny people make something funny is not by filtering content through an elaborate rule set and having jokes come out the other end, but by starting with one tiny idea, even just a word, and building on it. They take one boring sentence and turn it into one interesting sentence, then into a funny sentence, then into a punchline, then they add a setup to get there, then they do it again and again, continually regrouping and rehashing material until finally they have something to perform or a show to release. But if you're sitting there with a blank Word document or empty thoughts, wondering how you're going to write anything creative, how do you even come up with even an original boring sentence, let alone an interesting one or a real joke? And that brings us to the first goal of comedy writing, which is going from literally nothing to something, anything that's funny. And that means starting with the simplest possible form of joke, which is a setup to establish a premise and a punchline that breaks the audience's expectations. So let's take the easiest type of setup that you get every day, which are questions. So here's a question.
What's the most complex thing you do in your kitchen?
So now the problem here is not only do you have to break the audience's expectations, you have to do it in a way that still fulfills the initial premise the setup has established, otherwise the joke isn't funny. And this creates a comedic dilemma. Out of the infinite number of things you could respond with, some are funnier than others, so how do you generate and narrow down the range? And the first thing you need to do is establish what are the audience's expectations, and in this case it's very obvious. It's something you would physically do in a kitchen, but more complex than usual. So let's start generating responses by adding an additional layer each time. What is the most complex thing that you do in your kitchen? Make a big cake. This is literally the most complex thing you've done in a kitchen, and it's not funny. Build a giant rocket ship. This might be the most complex thing you can think of done in a kitchen. Again, not funny. What is the most complex thing that you do in your kitchen? Make microwave noodles. This breaks the audience's expectation of complex. It's not that funny, but it is interesting. Argue with my wife. This breaks the audience's expectation of what is usually done in a kitchen. It's not that funny, but it's interesting. What is the most complex thing that you do in your kitchen? Sometimes I ask myself if a half carton of eggs is considered a meal. This breaks the audience's expectations that what you were doing was physical and their expectation of complex, and it's sort of funny. So then what if you broke the expectation of complex, the expectation of physically doing something, and the expectation of what is usually done in a kitchen?
I think kind of sort of cream units.
Have you been a kitchen salesman long, sir?
What's the most complex thing you do in your kitchen?
I think worry about death.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
So after generating a joke, the next step in building something comedic is one of the most important, which is delivery, or how you tell the joke. The reason this is so important is because no matter how well a song is written, if you can't sing, the song is going to be complete garbage. And this is a lot harder than you think, because for good delivery, you also need a good setup. Here's an example of a bad setup and bad delivery, which comes quite naturally. I have a problem right now. I have too much pickle juice left over at home. So what I've been doing is putting the extra pickle juice on my sandwiches to make them taste better. So this joke is actually technically structured correctly. You establish a premise, you state your position on it, which sets an expectation, and then you break the expectation in a way that still satisfies the premise. Setup, punchline, it's technically a joke. The issue is that it doesn't flow at all. It sounds like I'm reading the joke. The language is super boring. The audience is confused because after the second sentence, everyone is wondering why you have too much pickle juice, not what you're going to do with it. So you have to close that loop before moving on to the punchline. In essence, it doesn't sound right and it doesn't make sense. Here's a better version.
I have a situation in my apartment right now. I have a surplus of pickle juice in my apartment. Too much pickle juice, because after the pickles are gone, I don't like throwing out the pickle juice. It just feels wasteful. So lately I've been dipping my fingers in the pickle juice and I flick it on my sandwiches for flavor like that.
I don't feel
So
like
a
it
key
changed
takeaway that all
much.
comedians employ is always committing to the joke. If you start mumbling or lose confidence in your delivery, the audience always senses it and you lose them. You see that a lot when someone is telling a joke or story in conversation because they're trying to gauge their audience's reaction to see if they're still listening, which is a mistake. You have to always tell the joke with the assumption everyone is going to listen because that's what makes people want to listen. If people still ignore you or interrupt, you have to rethink the material, not deliver the joke more timidly, hoping for encouragement. Here's a segment of one of Louis C.K.'s bits where the delivery is the crux of the joke, the most important part being his use of complete silence that most people would be scared to use out of fear they'd get interrupted.
I'll give you an example. Okay, like of course, children who have nut allergies need to be protected. Of course. We have to segregate their food from nuts. have their medication available at all times. And anybody who manufactures or serves food needs to be aware of deadly nut allergies. Of course. But maybe if touching a nut kills you, you're supposed to die.
Kinda true.
Of all people, you'd think you know the damage you can inflict for a misplaced nut. So one more example of a good delivery is comedian Norm Macdonald, who often has jokes that fall in the category of so bad they're good, but he delivers them with so much confidence you know it's absolutely calculated. Here's an example.
There's this 2-hour season finale of Melrose Place. There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Okay, that's a good one.
So once you have a setup and a punchline and you can deliver it well and get a laugh, you have to be able to revise the joke. One of the most important techniques that you can use to improve your comedic writing and speech is increasing your specificity. For example, saying, "There I was in my car, hoping it was powerful enough to make it up the hill," isn't nearly as funny as, "There I was in my four-door Fiesta, hoping the gradient wouldn't crack 15 degrees. Or saying, "That's the saddest thing I've ever seen," is not nearly as funny as "Sadder than a club-thumbed girl who loves pistachios." A little bit niche there, but you get the idea. For another example, if someone asks if I love football, I could say, "Yeah, one of the higher-ups in the NFL could kick a kid with his shoes on and I'd still watch the game on the weekend." Which isn't very funny, it's actually kind of mean, but when you're a lot more specific...
What they would have to do to get me to stop watching. You know, like,
you love football. You watch football.
The commissioner could literally punt a baby across his office with his wingtips on. I'm still going to watch on Sunday.
And what you might notice there is the language Bill Burr uses is actually far more brutal than what I used, but it's somehow way funnier. And what you'll find is that in refining a joke and adding specificity to make the punchline hit harder, you run the risk of offending the audience. As an example, if you replace the word punt with kill in the previous example, it is absolutely not funny at all, even though you would literally accomplish the same thing. Which brings us to one of the most useful rules of thumb in comedy, which is no subject is off limits as long as your joke is funnier than it is offensive and Pepsi doesn't pay your bills. The theme being you can't laugh and be offended at the same time. So in addition to specificity, the next element that is essential to good delivery is the cadence of the joke. This is an area where literary skills are actually useful because to me, cadence is just as much about how you write the words as it is about how you say the words. And there's really no way of teaching this because what you're aiming for is the precision of writing with the fluency of speech. And this is why most stand-up comedians improvise their setups and have their punchlines memorized to the word. Ultimately, you just have to practice a lot, read a lot, listen a lot, and you get better because it's fundamentally a matter of taste. The same way an experienced decorator sees colors and shapes go together, you're trying to do the same thing with words. One of my favorite exercises is taking common feelings that are difficult to express and then shortening them down to be brief and punchy, which is what a lot of the wordier British comedians do. An example is, instead of saying, "feeling sad in hindsight," you could use "debilitating retrospection" or "sadness when I remember." Instead of "not bad," you can use "repressing melancholy." These are the techniques that got us internet cliches for always sad, like crippling depression and constant despair, which are now all common parlance in the British and Canadian lifestyle. So I think with that, anyone could get started building something funny. It might only be enough to write one line that's worth a laugh, but that's where you start. Literally, that's where you start. One day you'll find yourself with 4 or 5, and then you can use the same techniques
The
to tie them
problem
together into
is I
something
kinda
bigger.
knew all that
Eventually, you might get
already.
to the point where you need to learn further skills to realize a bigger goal, like how comedians such as Bo Burnham went from singing funny songs on YouTube to an entire hour-long musical performance, and then to directing his own movie. Or how The Simpsons started as shorts that weren't even that funny, and then went on to be the most celebrated cartoon ever made. And really, for myself, the thing that I love the most about comedy compared to most visual or literary arts is that you can't fake it. You can write bad fiction, make uninteresting paintings, or take cliche photos. And because art is subjective, you can shelter your ego from criticism and even think you're profound because no one could or cares to prove you wrong. But when it comes to comedy, if you're not good, no one laughs. No one has a good time. No one says, "well, at least I think you're talented." And you realize it's not the world that doesn't get it. it's you. And what I think the pursuit of being funny does best is show that it isn't about giving up or trying again, it's about giving up or getting better. So I guess I'm saying comedy is like cancer. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Right. I'm sad now. Okay, burnt foods.
Hey Majors, so I'd like to start off with a little biology lesson. When a species finds itself living on an island, it can start to evolve in strange ways based on the different pressures applied by the new environment. This is called island syndrome, and while it can manifest in a lot of ways, the biggest driving force is often a lack of predators. For example,
Speaking of islands and predators.
the dodo lost its ability to fly since there was nothing to flee from. The saint killed a field mouse got twice as big since it no longer had to hide. And with no one around to bully them, the Sardinians started putting maggots in their cheese. Meet kazumarzu, literal translation, rotten
Okay,
cheese.
yeah, that makes
It's made by
sense.
taking a perfectly good wheel of pecorino and letting a special type of fly lay eggs in it. The fly babies then work to partially digest the cheese, rendering it goopy and wet and maybe quite tasty and worm-filled. Now, cheese as a concept is already quite suspect. It's clotted milk that you fill with bacteria and mold and let sit for a while. But cheese is safe and delicious. Cheese is my friend. I trust cheese. So my guard would be down around kazumarzu. I've learned to look past a cheese's childhood. Strange upbringings are what give them their character. But it turns out, those maggots are still alive. And if you don't chew well enough, they can cause enteric myiasis, which is a fancy term for fly larvae living in your intestines. Symptoms are similar to
that's
food
not
poisoning,
great.
except with the added psychic pain of knowing that, again, your bowels are full of squiggly new friends. It's for this reason that kazumarzu is banned in the EU and elsewhere. A black market still exists, which is wild, and it's not a small one. In
Should have
2019,
been
the
banned
illicit
because it's
kazumarzu
fucking
trade was
gross.
estimated to be worth 2 to 3 million euros annually. Personally, I would just do it prohibition style, like definitely don't put these fly eggs on this sumptuous wheel of pecorino. But if you do, you absolutely shouldn't keep it warm and damp for a week. But although it's traditional to leave the larvae alive when you eat your mag and cheese, some consumers still prefer them dead, shockingly. In that case, one puts the cheese in a sealed bag, and when the maggots run out of oxygen, they writhe around and fling themselves all over the place. This is heard as a distinct pitter-patter against the walls of the bag, and when the sound stops, the contents are ready to eat, like popcorn. Shark fin soup is one most of us have heard about already, mostly in reference to its effect on shark populations and the wastefulness that goes into making it. Until recently, though, I never looked into the nature of the dish itself. I figured, right, the fins are just the only part of the shark worth eating. Big whoop, it's probably not much different from, like, swordfish. Apparently, though, I had it
Probably
backwards.
not, though.
Shark fins aren't even meat. They're made almost entirely of cartilage and collagen. They are the last part we should be eating. That's why it's only made into soup, because without being soaked in broth, it has zero flavor or nutritional value on its own. Their only redeeming quality is their unique mouthfeel due to how stringily the collagen grows, in structures called ceratotrichia. The texture has been described as somewhere between chewy and crunchy, which I find describes most things, actually. Other adjectives present on Wikipedia include snappy, gelatinous, and sinewy. The exact sensation of eating this substance remains a mystery to me, and the unintended side
Honestly,
effect of all
sounds
this research is
unpleasant.
that I now really want to try it. Like, it's a big trade. I've got to be the one that's wrong. There is imitation shark fin soup available, but I've already decided that it's not nearly as good. So I've come up with a compromise to this controversy. Everyone on Earth gets just one bite. Say there's 10 bites to a fin, 4 fins to a shark, 200 million sharks die, sure, a necessary casualty, but then we can end the practice forever. All done. You can finally rest, Mr. Ming. Come here, baby.
I volunteer
Aki.
for not
What?
trying
Aki.
it.
Where? Aki. The aki is a fruit originally from West Africa, which is most commonly associated with Jamaican cuisine, where it appears in such dishes as aki and saltfish. These alien kidneys here are called the arils, and they're the only part of the fruit that's actually eaten. The flavor is on the savory side, being described as kind of nutty or bean-like. What makes the aki controversial, though, is the effects it can cause when prepared improperly. If the arils are allowed to completely ripen, they're harmless, but if you eat them too early, or don't thoroughly clean off all the non-aril stuff, they can cause Jamaican vomiting sickness. This disease doesn't sound real. It sounds like it belongs next to Eastern sweats
Yeah,
and
kinda
Tangerine bone
doesn't.
grindings, but that's actually an official term, and as for symptoms, it does what it says on the tin. plus maybe death. While ackee-based products aren't outright illegal in the United States, they are very tightly regulated, and the raw fruit itself cannot be imported. So if you're American and want to try it, your options are fully cooked canned ackee or going to Florida where a few people grow it domestically. Next we have bird's nest soup. This is another one that I've vaguely heard of, and for years I just assumed
What
the
the
name was a
fuck
playful
again?
metaphor like ants on a log or shit on a shingle. Turns out, nope, this dish contains an actual bird nest, not like a pile of twigs like I was
Why?
picturing, but rather a specific type of nest only made by certain species of swiftlets. These nests are mostly made out of mucins, which are a set of proteins that, among other things, serve to thicken all those wonderful secretions our bodies make. There's a little bit in human saliva, a little bit more in mucus, and in swiftlet saliva, look out, pal. So all the swiftlet does is it finds a nice wall, starts laying out fat strings of slobber, which dry, and eventually she's got a nice place to roost. That is, right up
What
until
the
some
fuck?
gourmand says,
Today I crave bird spit. You can keep the eggs though.
and they then reconstitute it back into its original gelatinous texture. Unfortunately, these nests can't enter the US since, believe it or not, eating bird saliva is a great way to catch bird flu. And now the time has come to speak of the ortolan. The ortolan is a kind
Okay,
of
I'm scared
bunting,
now.
which is a sort of passerine, which is a type of bird. They're birds. Like many animals, they have a long history of being eaten by the French, but what separates the ortolan from your average squab or pheasant is the unique way in which it is prepared and eaten. They're typically caught with nets and kept in the dark, which causes them to overeat for some reason. Once it's about twice as fat, the entire bird is then thrown into a container of brandy, alive, and sealed in. While this serves to marinate the creature, it also drowns in the process, thereby killing one bird with no stones. The ortolan is then roasted, plucked, and presented whole to the consumer, who inserts the carcass into their mouth, feet first. As they chew, one hand continues holding the bird's head, while the other picks out the larger bones. This whole ritual is usually performed with a towel or large napkin over one's head. There's a few explanations for the purpose of the towel. Some say it's just there to keep the aromas in, while others say it's there to, quote, shield from God's eyes the shame of such a decadent and disgraceful act.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Hey man, how you doing? I am watching a Gross Foods video.
Yeah, this one I'm okay with not trying, actually. Notable fans of this dish
Same.
include, not joking, Bill Cosby and the guy who invented the lobotomy. To be part of that social
What
club.
a
Our
company.
mission is to eat birds whole and then make people not remember things. Killing ortolans was banned across the EU in 2007. Not for any ethical reason, but because French people did this so much that the entire ortolan population was threatened. Thankfully, as of 2018, their conservation status is under least concern, so hopefully the French can get back to it soon. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Until next time, I'm
maybe don't.
Salmonella, and thank you for
What
watching.
the fuck was that? Damn. Okay, well, since we are already here, let's do obscure inventions.
Alright, after months upon months of unrelenting pressure by you psychopaths pretending to be my characters on Twitter, I finally got a merch store. Let this be a lesson, kids. With enough harassment, you can achieve anything. Anyway, go check it out, or don't, whatever.
That's a good lesson.
Hey kids, if I learned anything from my middle school career, it's that what may seem like a good idea initially will often be remembered only as a foolish mistake. Here's a few pieces of
Yeah, that's
technology
just
from
my
yesteryear
life.
that have since fallen into total obscurity. So I've always believed that there's no point in having many small things when you can have one big thing. Why have many shrimp when you can have one lobster? Why drink many glasses of milk when you can eat one udder? Why have many cheese-its when you can have one cheese-them? Patent pending. And why have many street lights when you can have one moonlight tower? These guys were real popular back in the
This
1880s
actually
and
kinda
90s,
looks
often
sick.
standing at over 150 feet tall and illuminating several blocks from a single point. Not very well, mind you. Matter of fact, they were so dim, we didn't even have the conscience to just call them light towers. Had to go and stick the moon on the front so people didn't get their
Yeah,
hopes
but
up.
that was
thanks
way
to our good
back,
old friend,
like-
the inverse square law, you still needed a fuck ton of light to pull this off. So they used incredibly harsh and UV emitting arc lights instead of incandescent bulbs. All the light of the moon and all the vision damage of the sun, talk about a win-win.
win-win. Sadly, these beasts have fallen by the wayside over the past century or so, except for in Austin, apparently, but they use friendlier mercury vapor lamps in them, so they only get half points. Now, anyone who's been around a baby long enough knows they always have a cloud of ghoulish stench hovering around them. Jeez Louise, somebody better air out that musty little muskrat before Grandma starts drooping again. You could stick him on the clothesline for a while, but knowing that little moron, I'm sure he'd find a way to hurt himself somehow. Introducing the baby cage. Finally, city dwellers all across the nation have a way of unleashing their postnatal funk on the unsuspecting passerby below. These were in vogue for a while before falling out of style a bit of the way into the 20th century, because apparently society started deeming babies more valuable than air conditioners. I don't really get it personally, but this is also around the time we started putting lead in gasoline, so it's probably for the best we kept them inside all day. Matter of fact, it's my firm belief that without kids growing up breathing lead, there's no way pet rocks would have taken off in the 70s. Wow, alienating baby boomers. He's so brave and
makes
controversial.
a lot of sense,
now,
actually.
in the days between the Great War and the not as great but still pretty alright war, people were trying to find efficient means of detecting an incoming air attack. They climbed their nation's tallest mountains to seek the wisdom of their greatest elders, and the wise men said, big ears. So that's what they did. These giant discs were known as acoustic mirrors and were designed to focus incoming sound over a 5-meter diameter into a single point.
I mean,
they were
I
reasonably
suppose
effective
it
as
makes
listening
sense.
devices. A few of them in Britain were able to pick up the sound of a plane from all the way across the English Channel. Of course, radar came along soon after, rendering these things completely useless beyond looking brutalist as hell. For real, instant album cover material right here. Ah! One of the Pep Boys is pulling a Spanish Inquisition on this poor wayward harlot. Huh. Just kidding. Despite the fact that this looks so very, very much like a state-of-the-art instrument of torture, it's actually just a beauty micrometer. Think those shoe size measure things at Foot Locker, only instead of one primitive measurement, it records the entire topology of your face and skull at once. With this data, a trained cosmetologist would be able to pinpoint exactly what features of your head should be enhanced and reduced with makeup in order to achieve a maximum calculated attractiveness after you've paid for their services. Clearly, this device must have been effective. After all, beauty is entirely objective. What, eye of the beholder? Check the name tag, buddy. Apparently, though, women didn't like being strapped into a birdcage and having their every minute flaw meticulously laid out in front of them, so this thing never really took off in the end. Next, we have the Humlauf. This was a device made during World War II designed to let infantry shoot around corners. It's like the Germans sat down and watched that part in Tom and Jerry where the conniving rat bends the gun barrel back at his adversary. They said, Mein Gott. They came in a variety of angles between 30 and 90 degrees, and even came with a little periscope so you could see what you were shooting at. But as we all come to find out when we reach adolescence, cartoons are the arbiters of deceit, because these things would invariably break within the first couple hundred shots or so. And even when they did work,
Couple hundred seems acceptable, you know?
the rounds would fucking explode from the massive acceleration, turning a deadly bullet into an ineffectual spray of shrapnel. These were so ineffective that only the 30-degree model ever saw significant production beyond prototypes, and even that was very limited. Say, you ever look at regular mousetraps and go, not enough property damage? Well, check this out. Patented in 1882, it's the revolver mousetrap, brought to you by the makers of the snail trebuchet and the cockroach claymore. Thanks to the marvels of the modern era, all those tiresome hours of intense varmint slang can be outsourced to one little gadget on the floor of your kid's playroom. Now when you hear a gunshot in the middle of the night, you can rest easy knowing that, one way or the other, there's one less pest for you to deal with in the morning. Boom. 1850. Steam locomotives are all the rage. You're in the transport business, but all you can afford is a couple dumb horses. Sure, they move things from point A to point B almost as well at a fraction of the cost, but your cool rail-riding friends called you a whack-ass and it really hurt your feelers. Well, have we got the invention for you? The Impulsoria uses an ingenious system of treadmills to turn that horse to be beckoned into a force to be reckoned with. Sure, it's expensive as hell to make and limits your services entirely to railroads, but just look at it. Instant pussymobile. Slap some rims and a spoiler on that, you're laughing. This machine is recorded at having a maximum output of 2 to 4 horsepower, which sounds about right, and it didn't see much use outside a couple exhibitions. Now, if there's one hobby that people in the past enjoyed, it's smoking. Whoo boy did they like smoking. And with every great wholesome activity comes a million novelty items to go along with it. Everyone's seen the long cigarette, but how about the really long cigarette? Want to smoke in the rain? Here you go. Going snorkeling? Hey, you know what's more important than oxygen? Nicotine. But hey, want to know the only thing better than a cigarette? 2 cigarettes. You know what? Fuck it. Have the whole pack. You earned it. Of course, if you're trying to cut back, you can always share it with a friend. Aw, how heartburning. Anyway, that's all for today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and check out this JPEG.
Hang on, let me check out the JPEG.
I'm Salmonella, and check out this JPEG.
I regret my decision. Is that a pickle? Like, is it a pickle or is it a fresh cucumber? I think it's a pickle. Does it make it better or worse? I don't fucking know. Alright. Okay, well then, let's finish here and hopefully do something more substantial next time. Yeah, see ya.